Hello. Hi, everybody. So, I'm working on a little bit of an odd project today. It's very exciting. Okay, this little My Little Pony song is super cute, but it's a little loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. We are driving up soon to visit my mother-in-law for Thanksgiving. And my mother-in-law really loves her dog. So, since it's like a Thanksgiving / Christmas, because we're not going to drive back up to Sacramento before actual Christmas. I'm working on her Christmas / Thanksgiving gift, which is going to be some clothes for her little chihuahua. This is not actually her chihuahua, but it is a chihuahua with frilly dresses like her chihuahua wears. So yeah, today I'm sewing chihuahua clothes, which is a little different than normal, but cool nonetheless. Very exciting. So I'm actually sewing from a pattern today, which is kind of fun. Cool thing about patterns is on the package it tells you kind of everything you'll need for it. So there's actually, if you look, there's measurements, there's information about how to sew the pattern and what level it is. So if you're going to be sewing something from a pattern for the first time, it's not super hard, but you want to pick something that's a little bit easier. This one says on the thing, it says easy. Easy, see? Right there, easy. Yay! Thanks for following, Lukio. Welcome to my stream, not the Happy Jack stream. We all like seeing Wonder Woman twirl like that, so it's super cool. So yeah, I'm sewing dog clothes for my mother-in-law today as a gift, because it's super exciting. I'm also eating pie, because when you are in charge of buying the pies for Thanksgiving, you can buy an extra one. So that's what I did. So this is the pattern I got. I've used this one before for her. So it's super easy. It's a really simple pattern. Hey Jess, welcome. Hi, I'm eating pie and sewing chihuahua clothes. Ta-da, for my mother-in-law. So I have a couple of cute little fabrics. I didn't really plan this out as much as I should have. I suddenly was like, oh my god, we're driving up tomorrow and I have to have a present for her. So I've got this super cute, like plush pink, which is super soft. Which is going to be a little bit of a pain to sew because it sheds, but I've sewed with like crazy, like full fur before, so that shouldn't be too bad for me. If you're sewing for the first time something, I would not suggest that you use this. It's pretty, but no. I also have this simple cotton that has snowmen on it for like a Christmas chihuahua dress. I feel weird doing this, but whatever, it's fine. And then I have this really pretty purple that I like that just had kind of this cool texture to it. Yeah, I think it'll be cute. But then my duty, in charge of making salad for Thanksgiving. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, usually we host and usually we make everything. But every few years we go up, since my husband's mom isn't able to travel very well. So every few years we make the trek up there during Thanksgiving, and generally, we don't end up actually making anything either. She usually buys Thanksgiving dinner, which is a little weird. I'm a little on that, but it's all right. All right, so let me see. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I should start with one of these. I will continue to look at those. But anyway, if you've never sewn anything from a pattern before, it's very... You kind of have to follow the directions. The problem is sometimes the directions are not super clear. Once you pick your pattern, they always have patterns. Make sure you're getting the correct size. Mine's a dog pattern, so I don't have to worry about that. But your clothing size will be different than your pattern size. So it's really important that you look at the measurements. For example, I'm generally at size 10 or 12 in women's clothing, but I'm generally like a 16 as far as sewing sizes. And that's partially because they use vintage measurements, and women's clothing has changed the way it's been sized since patterning started. So the patterns don't match up, don't align with your specific... Oh, thanks for the host Saving Throw show. I'm making chihuahua clothes today. Super exciting. But your dress size or clothing size will not necessarily equate directly to the pattern size that you need. So always measure yourself and then buy a pattern based on your measurements. For dogs, I don't need to do that. So I have to look I'm trying to guess because I don't actually, after that, my own advice about knowing your own measurements, like I actually have no idea what I kind of have a like vague guess at what my mother-in-law's dog size is. Chihuahuas come in a wide variety of sizes, I found out. Because I thought they were just little, but there's like tiny, and then there's like sort of normal dog, and then there's like a lot in between. So it's super interesting. Let's see. I think she's going to be a medium. So it's actually on the back, if you look on the back of patterns. Sorry, I'm totally teaching. Like, if nobody's interested in this, I can just make it and not talk about it. But on the back, it tells you what you'll need for different sizes, and this is true of human patterns as well. So it should give you a list of how much fabric you'll need for your particular size, any other notions you'd need, like zippers or snaps or buttons or any extra accoutrement that you might need to complete the outfit. All of that will be listed on the pattern. So that's one of the great things about sewing from a pattern is all of it's right there on the back. So as you're in the store buying your pattern, you can actually just look on it and be like, oh, what else do I need to complete this look? And it's all right there for you, which is really, really great. And definitely if there's something on there you don't know what it is, ask. People are usually pretty cool to help. Except Joanne. Sometimes people in Joanne's don't know anything. So, I don't know. Jump in Discord or something and ask me then, and I'll try and help. So yeah, once you open your pattern, it shows there's a direction sheet. These vary in quality from like IKEA level directions to encyclopedia directions, depending on what you're sewing and what company made the pattern. Some of the really like historically accurate patterns have really, really great directions. This is a dog jacket, so it's not exactly rocket science. So there's not a ton of it. I might not put the little pockets on. I'm trying to decide. I think I might. Today I'm going to tweak the pattern a little bit, and I think I'm going to make one like a little dress. I have a bunch of fabric over there. I might do something else with it, so we'll see. Jess says, every time I go to Joann's, I think of Ron Swanson in Home Depot scene. I know more than you. Yeah, exactly, right? No, I actually, they just recently revamped the Joann's by my house. And there's some ladies in there that know their shiz hizzy. It's so exciting. Pockets food treats? Oh, yes, that's true. They could keep little food treats in the pockets. So the design is super cute. Like, here's what they're supposed to look like. These are just drawings, obviously. So I think I'm going to do one that's actually like a hoodie. I think I might actually make the hoodie out of the pink because it's super cute. And I would want a hoodie out of it. And it's really soft. Very soft. And then maybe I'll do like a little dress out of the Christmas with like, I'll find some red fabric in my storage and do like a little skirt thing on it. And just not put the hood on it. And then I don't know what I'm doing with the purple. The purple's my favorite. I kind of just want to keep the purple, but I don't really have any use for it. Yeah, I think the pink will make a really cute hoodie. I seriously like want a hoodie out of it too. It's so nice and soft. It's got this cool like pattern to it too. Like I love, like you can see it on the thing. It's kind of got like this cool texture to it. It's like pink Muppet or something. All right, so yeah, I guess we'll start with the pink hoodie because that'll be the easiest thing to do since I've already decided what to do. So there's the directions here. Then there's this tissue paper as the actual patterns, and that kind of sucks because it's really delicate and it's impossible to fold it back correctly and get it back into the envelope exactly the way it was too. So let me move my fabric out of the way. I've already pre-washed my fabric, so if you are new to sewing, you definitely, want to check out, before you buy fabric, make sure you know how to take care of it, because there are many fabrics that you can't just, throw in the washing machine and the dryer. So I would highly suggest you pick something that you can throw in the washing machine and dryer. And this is what it looks like. It's hard to see, I know, from the camera up here, but it's printed very small. And basically, you can see here. Basically, it gives you every piece in a variety of sizes. So, here, looking at this one, you can see this is the sleeve, the little sleeves for the dogs. And you can see that this is the largest size, into the smallest size. So there's a huge variety in these sizes for this pattern. So hopefully I guess right. Because that would suck to make them all and get up there and then have it be like too small. Maybe I'll make it a little bit big because I can always make it smaller while I'm up there with her. We'll see. But anyway, so you'd cut out the correct lines. One thing I sometimes do is I cut out the largest size and then I fold it back because then I can use the pattern again and again and again. So, yep, I want to sew one of these for my friend's giant dog next time. I don't have to go out and buy the pattern again. I can just pull it out, fold it along the next set of lines, and then use it that way. Yeah, I try to, all my patterns I make out of like colored construction paper from work and tag paper. I have a bunch of tag paper sitting around too. So that's what I tend to make my patterns out of. If there's a pattern that I bought that I use over and over and over again, I will retrace it onto like heavier duty paper. But I tend not to use commercial patterns super often. They are starting to have more patterns now that are applicable to cosplay, which is really cool. But for the most part, there's still stuff that I'm like, no, I like me like drafting it and stuff better myself. So now we take our very important paper scissors. Paper scissors, fabric scissors. These are two separate things, and you do not get to mix them. So cutting paper is one of the worst things you can do with fabric scissors because your fabric scissors will very quickly become very dull, and then it'll be a pain to cut the fabric. So generally, people who sew often or craft often have a pair of regular scissors for patterning and cutting paper and all that stuff, and then they have very specific fabric scissors. So I even have mine marked, so if I have people visiting my shop, you're allowed to use the ones with the pink bow on them for anything. Don't use the other ones on anything. So, yeah, I mean, I like making my own patterns. Patterns are super annoying, but I have no concept of how to drape something for a dog that I don't actually have here. So I'm just going to go with the pattern and trust it and make it happen. Right? Exactly, Guido. If you touch my fabric scissors and try and cut paper with them, I have a right to stab you. So, absolutely. I'm very excited. I actually never found my fabric scissors. Those of you who were here the other night for the other stream, never found them. Alright, so on here it says that the medium size pattern, like each one of the sizes has a little bit of a different line style, so you can tell which ones are what. So it looks like the medium pattern has like a dash dot, dash dot. So that's what I'm supposed to cut. I am going to cut, I think, just the outside of them. Hey, Master Vitter! Good to see you here. We have a lot of people here today. If I don't know you, introduce yourself. If you aren't following, give us a follow. I tend to be very teachery as I do projects, which some people love and some people hate, so don't be a hater. So yeah, now I, play kindergartner and I cut out the pattern pieces. The most important thing here is just not to miss any pieces. So this is the exciting part of the stream. Hey! Yeah, don't stab people with the fabric scissors. You can stab them if they use your fabric scissors for something not fabric, but you're not allowed to stab them with the fabric scissors. That would be dumb. There's a huge difference between these pattern pieces. I was thinking I would just... Yeah, I might not be able to do that. Usually for human patterns, the difference between the sizes is not huge. It's only like a couple inches, so folding it back isn't a problem. But the difference between the largest size here and the medium size is like 8 inches. So I don't know if I can fold all that back and keep the pattern. You recently learned how to sharpen scissors, and it was like the world opened up for you. Yeah, I need to do that. I sometimes am good about that. But honestly, I think if I ever got a really nice pair of scissors, I would probably do that. But I tend to buy like the mid or low level scissors and then just replace them when they get dull. So I have a whole bunch of scissors then that are for everything instead of just the other stuff. You need to get your knife sharpening kit out of, yeah, back in the game. Heck yeah. Come to Los Angeles and I will have you sharpen all the things. There's, like, I should get better about it because, like, Joann's sharpens. Or they used to. I don't know if they still do, actually. And then there's a bunch of people around here at, like, farmers markets and, like, little, like, knife shops and shoe repair guys and stuff that all sharpen stuff, so. Nice! You probably aren't allowed, you probably shouldn't try flying with a knife sharpening kit. And if you're here, I don't want you to spend time sharpening knives. I'm just kidding. But that's exciting. You'll be back in LA at that time. Very exciting. We are the bestest place. Although, oh my god, the news stories about the traffic today are insane. Insane. Like, I'm sitting here watching, like, my Twitter feed, and a news story about Los Angeles traffic pops up on BBC. Like, our traffic is so bad today that the British are, like, commenting on it. That's epic. It's epic. Yeah, those are, see, that's more than I spend, Jess, on scissors. I should. Maybe that's what I'll do. Like, I'm trying to think, like, we're at the point where everyone's like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, maybe I should maybe I should ask, like, someone for a really good pair of scissors. That's the reason I don't buy nice sunglasses either, though, because I feel like I'm going to lose them. Not that I go anywhere, but I don't know. It's like the minute something's worth a lot, I'm afraid to use it because I'll lose it. Girl, buy once, cry once. Yeah, I know. My mom says, though, she could buy me, I could ask her for that, like a nice pair of scissors. She got me a really nice iron last year for Christmas, which sounds like a not great gift, but for me, that's a super great gift. So, I got to work. I was like, yeah, my mom bought me this great iron. They're like, okay, that's nice, I guess. You're at the flea market several years ago and came across a big, heavy pair of dressmaker scissors. Oh my gosh. For $40. Ugh, that would have been amazing. Yeah, they sell those downtown here. I also want to get one of those big mats that covers my work table that has, like, the measurements all out on it. Not like the little ones, like the big ones. That would have been amazing, Guido. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think I would have done that too. I'd have been like, well... I always talk myself out of it, and then I hate the fact that I didn't buy it. They got leathers, like, whoa. Dang it, that's what I need. I use so much leather. That was going to be my project this week. I was going to finish Xena, but that did not happen. So, with all the trying to keep up with stuff after my Amazon clothing article hit the web, and then writing my Justice League review, all that stuff. I just, I'm very behind on things. I got it cut out, though. I just need to sew it. So. Excited, though. My mother-in-law's it'll be very chill, so I'll be able to sit there and while we watch HGTV and organize all the things online and for my site and for Happy Jacks and all the things. Yeah, those mats are so cool. One of my friends who does quilting uses one, and I was just like, I need that so much in my life. That'll be the best thing. Sorry guys, I know it's not super professional, but It's Thanksgiving week and I have pie and I'm eating pie. That's just how it's gonna be. Yeah, I feel like that might be. I think I might just cut the medium piece out. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to fold it back. It'll just take too long. If it was some fancy pattern that I was going to use for a lot of different things, or if I was starting to plan to sell these on the internet or something, I might save the pattern. But if I decide to make a dog clothes empire on Etsy or something, I just go buy it again. That I didn't bring enough for all of you? Yeah, well... I don't know if I could get it to you in time for it to be enjoyable anyway, Guido. Oh yeah? Yeah, I'm not cooking either. Not that I ever cook. My husband does most of the cooking because he's amazing at cooking. But it feels weird that it's not at our house. Like usually we're the ones hosting and I'm assisting with all the cooking. I'm in charge of a couple things. Like I'm in charge of like the gravy. I'm in charge of the mashed potatoes. My husband does like the best cranberry sauce ever. And then we both work on the turkey because it's just such a big job. I'm gonna save that. Sleeve ribbing, okay. Oh wow, like 20 plus people, that's amazing. Yeah, we generally host because then we don't have to worry about driving. Because everybody for our family lives within driving distance. Except my mother-in-law. But everybody else lives within like 45 minutes. So we end up driving on Thanksgiving Day, which sucks. Especially in LA, because like I said before, even the British are commenting on LA traffic on Thanksgiving. Ooh, you're doing duck? That sounds amazing, Jess. I really want to try spit cocking the turkey one year. My friend Elsbeth did that, I think 2 years ago. It was just amazing. She got it done like an hour. I want to try that. Although it's going to be hard to do that with an actual turkey because they're really tough. You have to like break the breastbone. You've been fielding cooking questions for over a week now. Well, at least that they have like you to like reach out to. Yeah, but the poultry shears for spit cocking totally work for like a chicken or a duck or something. Never spit cocked a duck actually. I mean, it would definitely work. I don't know if that would end well for the meat though, because duck is kind of a little bit of a temperamental meat. This is the front. bunch of people in the watching today. Hi, everybody. Make sure you say hi, and you don't actually have to say hi. If you don't want to say hi, that's fine. But yeah, the drippings are the best. That's what I always make the gravy out of. Oh my god, so good. See, I'm so like sad that we're like having a bot Thanksgiving. I know, I'm a spoiled brat and I'm so sad. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. You were a butcher, Sir Guido? Oh wait, I knew that. Now that I think about it, I knew that. Use a cleaver. I don't actually own a cleaver. I have a bunch of knives, a couple of really expensive nice knife sets, because that's one of... people tend to get my husband cooking things for Christmas and stuff, so... but I don't think we actually... Yeah, we definitely don't have a cleaver. Sorry, I'm trying to cut this out. If I miss stuff in the chat, sorry about that. Give me a sec. Because, you know, who knew? I have to look at what I'm doing for crafting. Are we all excited about Razor Ridge tonight? It's going to be very exciting. They're all leaving, like, at 2 in the afternoon to get to Pasadena in time. Just kidding, not quite that early. But yeah, traffic. Alright. Now that I see that little picture I picked, though, for the current project thing down here, I really kind of am like, I should just bought black with, like, pink tulle and made, like, a little tutu. Oh, so special. Ah, during you're going to be a pro chef phase. Oh yeah, normal chefs have a crazy schedule. Do I have confidence that Twitch will work this time? I have no idea. The problem from the other night was completely on Twitch's end. It seems to be working for me right now as for my streaming. I actually sent them the pictures and stuff that we had from the stream the other night, and I haven't heard back because I don't expect anyone's actually in the offices right now. But yeah, it seemed like Twitch was working and people could see us if they were on the mobile version of Twitch. But people who were looking through the desktop version didn't get us. So that wasn't anything that there's nothing we could do about that. So whether Twitch is gonna bug out again on us, I have no idea. I hope not. Because since I didn't get a reply today, I'm pretty sure that most people who actually work at Twitch are probably, you know, it's Thanksgiving week. So tomorrow's actual Thanksgiving. It's a little frustrating. It's definitely a frustrating thing. They also set out new... They're not requirements, but they're like suggested expectations of for people to become full partners, and it's hitting the tabletop streamers pretty hard. They're expecting an average of 70 viewers, which for a lot of things is nothing. Like a lot of the, if you're streaming a video game, you know, something like that, even like Twitch Creative and stuff like that, that's not an outrageous number. But for tabletop streamers, that's a pretty big number. And even some of the pretty well-known channels, like there's a handful of channels that get hundreds of viewers. But most of the other channels aren't at near that average. Even many of the ones who are already partnered. So like, I've been trying to talk to people and they say it's not a hard number. Like, if we're not at that number, but we have, you know, really active participation, if we're not at that number, but, you know, if we can show that we have other strengths, if we have a lot of subs, stuff like that, we can still get partnered. So, have to figure that out. I'm a little annoyed about that. But that's okay. I get it. Like, there has to be some sort of criteria. They can't just, like, willy-nilly it all the time and have anybody do whatever they want. But still, I was hoping that we were closer than that. We'll see. What does getting partnered do for the channel? Not a ton. So it's more like a legitimacy thing. Like, you're more likely to pop up in places where people can see you if you're partnered. You get a bunch more emotes, so we could have a bunch, and emojis. So we could add a bunch more little emojis for the chat, which is cool. I think we also start getting a higher percentage of, not the subscriptions, but I think the cheers and stuff. We don't really incentivize that too much, so it's not going to be that big a deal. But it would be nice to have them host us more, and you're more likely to pop up on the front page and stuff like that, where a lot of people will see you if you're partnered. So that's kind of the biggest thing. And it's just kind of a prestige thing. Like, you can say, oh, I'm a partnered Twitch channel. Like I said, not like the biggest thing for us. And for us, the podcast will always be like the number one thing. That's the thing we're focused on. Isn't more popular than Ice Poseidon. Maybe Stu should get arrested a few times on stream. You know, as the godmother to his children, I'm just gonna go ahead and veto that idea right now. No. Like, yeah, no. You. But yeah, I know. It's a little crazy. I mean, some of it's not 100% surprising. We have to get our internet sorted out. I mean, it's as good as it can get right now. We're doing our best with it, but that definitely doesn't do us any favors. And it's so annoying because, like, me right now, like this, like my house, just because it's in a little bit of a different area, has amazing internet. Like, I'm on Wi-Fi right now, and because my husband and I are total nerds, and we, you know, get crazy internet, and we call them every 5 minutes, and are like, "Oh, do you have a faster speed? Oh, we'll take it, thanks." Like, we have incredible internet speeds, and my husband's, you know, playing online games right now while I'm streaming through Wi-Fi, and it's beautiful, and I never have any problems. I could probably be watching Netflix while we do this and still not change anything. But Stu's house just is in an area that just doesn't have that available yet, unfortunately, and it's really annoying. Supposedly in the next few months, we're hoping. That's what they keep telling us when we call. There's a YouTuber that occasionally streams, sometimes here, and when he logs on, people just start throwing money at him. Kind of bugs you. An hour or two streams I might watch. I swear he gets $400 to $500 via bets and crap. Yeah. There are people who make a ton of money streaming. Like, a ton. And that's not our goal, so, I mean, that's one of our things. Like, this is a hobby for us. We like doing it as a hobby. It's not in our plans to ever have it take our real lives over. But yeah. Do I have residential internet or business class internet for the streaming setup? Here at my house, we have residential internet. So, because my husband has business internet for his business, and he hates them. But we actually have faster internet here at my house. And he works right around the corner, so sometimes if he's uploading big files for clients, he'll just come home, take a nap, and upload it here because it's faster. Yeah, I mean, there's streamers who make insane amounts of money. That's not ever going to be Happy Jack's business model, just because we're a podcast first and foremost. But yeah, I mean, there's people who this is what they do for their living. All right. No, I'm out of soda. All right, so cut out all the pattern pieces. Ta-da! So now, getting back out my directions, and going to cut my fabric. So this is a pretty plush fabric that I'm using. Switching to my fabric scissors. He streams like once or twice a month and he gets all that money thrown at him like that, Sir Guido? That's insane. Does he stream something like amazing? Like, is he famous? That's the other thing. There's some people who, it's weird. Fabric has a weird line in it. Huh. Well, avoid stuff like that if you're cutting fabric. Alright. The next thing you want to do if you're cutting your pattern, okay, I'm going to watch all my pattern pieces. I'm not going to lose any of them because that sucks when that happens. The next thing you want to do is find what's called the selvage edge. Selvage, salvage, whatever it is. People say different things. That's basically the natural edge of your fabric. Not where it's been cut by the person who cut your fabric or yourself, but the side where it's like the edge of where it's naturally woven. So if you look here, like here's the corner of my fabric. You can see here, this is the natural edge of the fabric. Like it was, when it was wrapped on the bolts or folded around the bolts, this is where it naturally ended. This is where this right here is where the lady at Joann's cut it for me. So this is the edge, but it's not the selvage. This is the selvage. So this is what you want to the right and left of your pattern. So when you look on the pattern pieces, actually I have no idea if these pattern pieces have it. Again, dog pattern, a little different usually. Here we go. So on the pattern, you'll see these little lines. This is the straight of grain. So you want to match this up so it is parallel or running the same direction as your selvage. So you want to make sure that these lines where it says straight of grain and it has these arrows matches up with that selvage edge. That will just make sure that your grain of your fabric is all lined up. If you don't know what the grain of your fabric is, that's okay. You don't have to know, just do what it says. So let's see. I use business class internet at home because I work from home, and the business class here in Texas is much more stable and reliable. Plus they don't block any sports or throttle speeds. That's why I was asking. Yeah, we've looked into it at Stu's house for that, but I don't remember what it was. There was like it's not available since he's a purely residential area. Like it wasn't available yet or something. I don't remember. I have to check. I have to check. But yeah, I mean we've looked into pretty much everything. It's the most frustrating thing ever. So I do want to make sure when I'm cutting this though that I'm avoiding, like the selvage has these little ratty spots. I don't want that on my fabric. So I'm gonna make sure that when I cut my fabric, it's gonna be cut away from that. Oh yeah, my review's done. You can go read it. I posted it. I posted it like midnight last night. It took me a couple days to write it. All right, so this is the pane with poofy and furry fabric. You want to make sure that you flip it furry side down, so that you have the back of the fabric up. Oh, this is the hood. Okay. Because it's a lot easier to cut. You want to make sure that, so you see the fur. So you want to make sure that as you're cutting, this is not such thick fur that you can't cut through it, but especially for the thick fur, like I used for Sif's cape and stuff like that, you want to just take small little cuts just through the backing of the fabric. If you are cutting through the thick fur, sometimes you'll get bad cut marks that you can't sew around. It makes it look really unnatural. So I'll show you in just a second. The other thing you can do is a heat wand, but this is not necessary for this. These are my fabric weights. I usually use these, but because I have my cool new table, I'm just going to put the pins straight through to the tabletop in there. So just like that. I also did this right under the camera. It's a little bit farther away from me than I usually would cut this, so it isn't quite lined up. Yeah, if you go to goldenlasso.net, Mastervitter, or whoever else is interested, my review of Justice League is up. I talk about the Amazon bikinis and women's portrayal in the film. It's also spoiler free. There's a big chunk of it that's spoiler free, and then there's a big chunk with spoilers, but it's clearly labeled, so you can stop reading if you don't want spoilers. I actually, in Happy Jack's Discord earlier, I was like, oh my god, I'm just reeling from some of the stuff that they're saying that Joss wanted in the movie, or not Joss, I'm sorry, that Zack Snyder wanted in the movie. I'm just like, oh man, we dodged a bullet, guys. We dodged a bullet. I mean, it wasn't, we still got hit with something else, but we dodged the big bullet. Now, I need to look at I've done this pattern before, so I know, and I kind of have an idea of how things go. So for this hood, I'm going to need 2 pieces of this hood. So I know that. So I want to make sure I have enough fabric to cut all the pieces, but yeah, it's a good movie for Thanksgiving food coma. I actually, like, there are parts of it I really loved. So yeah, and especially after seeing what it could have been from stuff that Zack Snyder supposedly had in the movie, I'm really glad. I'm gonna move this because it's in a really bad place right now. I'm excited about the 3 camera thing. Like, it's working out, like, well for, like, seeing what the, oh man, this hurts hard to cut. Okay. I don't know if you can, here, I'll do it over here. So, okay, so here's how I cut with fur fabric. Of course, I have to move this right back. So, usually I'm just going to put, I don't know if you can see, but I'm literally just cutting the back of the fabric. For this fabric, it doesn't matter a ton, although I think there's little pink poofy things everywhere. But for thicker fur, if you cut through the whole thing, you're going to cut the fur itself, and you're going to end up with weird looking fur on your edges. That's going to be hard to make look realistic. So by just cutting the backing of the fabric, you don't have to cut the fur. If you cut the back, then the fur will naturally separate when you pull it apart, and you won't get like half cut fur chunks. Fur will still get everywhere because God, this stuff is thing everywhere. Usually what I do for that, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. 1 second. I either get some Fray Check or Fabric Glue. This is Fabric Fusion. And after I cut the piece, I put some along the outside, so that'll help with the shedding. Oh, because gosh, this shedding stuff sucks when it sheds. It's so cute, but shedding sucks. But yeah, I think you'll like it, James V. It's I mean, it's a normal comic book movie. It's definitely not the best comic book movie. There's definitely some odd moments and plot holes. But I feel like we finally got back to like what I at least feel the Justice League should have been the whole time. So that part I loved. And yeah, in the last couple minutes, like, I was like, my heroes! I like my heroes so much! I love them! And that was it. That was, like, me. Legit. That was what I was like. So, yeah. I'm sure that was really pleasant for everybody, by the way. Thanks. Oh my god, there's little pink fuzz everywhere. Oh my god, why did I pick this fabric? This is such a mistake in life. And now I have to get it, because there's no way I can get this while I'm sitting, as much as I'd like to. It will be super cute, I know. When I'm done, I'm gonna be like, I'm so glad I used this fabric. It's so cute. But right now, I'm like, God in heaven, I need all the lint brushes, or the lint catchers ever. Lint roller, that's what I'm looking for. But look at this. Like, it's like snowing pink fuzz. Ha, it's everywhere. This is ridiculous. All right, hold on. I have a thing. One moment. Alright, those will help. Yeah, it's like glitter, except fuzzy. It makes you sneeze more. At least glitter doesn't like float around the room. I would actually take glitter over this. Alright, piece one is cut. What time is it? Oh, it's only... I forgot to change the clocks in here. Like, oh my god! 7 o'clock, I have to go. So there's part one. Yay! It's gonna be super cute. You're totally right, Joss. But oh my god. Alright. Hood part number 2. In the second. I like using fabric weights to just kind of hold the rest of the fabric in place. Before I had a cool table that I could pin to, I would use that to cut out pieces. But now that I have a cool table I can pin to, I don't need to do that. Master Bitter's still off reading my book. I mean, my Justice League review. It might be almost as long as a book. It's kind of long. I had a lot to say. And I cut a whole bunch out. This is the sad thing. That's why it took me like 2 days to write it. Because I wrote it and it was like, it was literally a book. And then I was like, I probably should, you know, make this a little bit readable in one sitting. Probably shouldn't have chapter headings for my review. I really should just pick fabric, like super easy fabric. I don't know why I pick hard fabric. I know why, because it's cute and it's awesome. I got my soda. So now I have more caffeine. Going super slow. It's taking me an hour and I've only cut out the pieces and cut out one piece. I think it's because I'm talking. That's okay. Nothing to do. I'll probably stop streaming when Razor Ridge goes live though, because I don't want to like compete stream. But I'll probably be in chat since I'll probably still be sewing because I have a couple of these to get done. Yeah. I mean, and I totally... Oh my god. I don't know what the numbers are. 1 plus 9, 8, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I liked it. And you know what I'm finding though, Master Vitter, is like, because when I first typed up the review, I always give it to my husband to kind of look at first. He's my first kind of look through. And he's like, okay... He's like, I don't want to, like, kill your buzz, but I feel like in the day or two, like, in the day it's taking you to write this, you have fonder memories of what you felt watching it than you had at the time. He's like, because a lot of this is not what you said when you walked out of the theater for the first time. So he's like, that's not wrong, but I just want you to, like, think about that. So I do think that nostalgia and that excitement has kind of... Like, I had to go back through and pick out what it was I felt when I first saw the movie versus what I was remembering about it. Because the things that were memorable to me were, of course, the things that I liked or hated. Which is one of the reasons another reason that I took so long to write my review, because I had to go back and really, like, think about it. Oh, that was your cat saying hi. Oh, hi, cat. I don't know what Vet Ranch is. What is that? But yeah, no, I mean, there are major flaws with it, Master Vitter. I spell out a bunch of them. There's going to be some what the fuck moments that you're going to be like, in Cyborg and the Flash digging. Like, when you see that moment, you will know what I mean. And you'll just be like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is happening right now? But there's also some really, like, awesome moments. And the end finally gets us to where we should have been. Which is great. The very end. Like the last 2 minutes of the movie. I'm dumb. Oh, I'm talking too much and I made a mistake, but that's okay. All right. I was supposed to cut out a reflection of this one, and I totally just cut exactly the same one. That's okay. I'll use it for something else. It'll be fine. Yeah, you know what, though? The two directors for one film, yeah, that's never a good idea. And I was shocked when they did that. And yeah, I mean, there's a million rumors I hear because my husband's kind of in the business, and even though he didn't work directly on the main part of Justice League, he did do some stuff for it. But I mean, he doesn't know for certain. Nobody does. But the word on the street, and some of people speculating, is that I'm just gonna shake this and get all of the junk off of it before I work with it again. Is that Joss was going to take some time for his family, obviously, with their awful tragedy, which nobody deserves. But that the studio had that be his graceful exit from the DCEU. Nobody obviously knows if that's, like, there are people who know, but nobody I know knows. But that's the kind of the word on the street. But who knows? I feel as messed up as parts of the... Oh my god, there's pink fuzz everywhere on my face. As confused as the final product ended up being, I still feel like it was a better movie than it would have been if we just went forward with Snyder's vision. Especially considering all the stuff I'm hearing about what he had in the movie and the original cut of it that he made. Because what happened was, and if you guys are bored and don't want to hear anything about this, please let me know. Literally pink stuff all over my face. Like, little baby fuzz that's, like, on my nose. Let's see. Got to talking about, oh, you at work 3 months, and they made me, oh, they made you sit with another agent to retrain you. And they were talking about Justice League, and they said the bikini was their favorite part. Yeah, well, I'd love to say that was surprising, but it's not. I've had so many people, like half the internet has messaged me in the last week telling me how bikinis are awesome and they're right and make so much more sense in battle than armor that I'm just like, all right, cool. No, don't stop distracting me. I like having you guys distract me. It's fun. But if you have other stuff to do, I get it. But yeah, I mean, supposedly earlier this year, before Joss took over, I mean, there were rumors happening in January, long before poor Zach's daughter committed suicide, and that his version was pretty much done at that point, and the word on the street that it was that it was unwatchable, that it was absolutely unwatchable. So that's why Joss was brought in before the tragedy happened and before the switch in directors. He was brought on that's why he's part of the writing process, because he was doing rewrites to the script to make it more watchable, because that's what the studio wanted. Then when Joss ended up leaving because of what happened with his daughter, he was already part of the process and just stepped in to take over. So the movie was in trouble before Joss left. So people who are saying, but Joss's vision would have been amazing, you don't want me to run out of cloth. I bought plenty, so it should be fine. And if not, I can make parts of it out of this and parts of it out of something else, so it'll be fine. The process, and that's one of the reasons that the Batman movie that Ben Affleck was supposed to originally direct got pushed back, and that was long before the tragic suicide or Zack Snyder actually leaving the project. So it's been in trouble for a while. So I feel like, as much as it's a little bit confused, I feel like it's probably better than what we would have gotten. Right? Yeah, let's put the pro-bikini people in a battlefield. There's so many people, and they all had the same arguments. That was what was super fascinating. Like, okay, I got messaged by hundreds of angry fanboys. Like, a lot. And I got awful messages from people. And they all, like, literally every single one of them, it was the same nine arguments. And a lot of you who follow me on Twitter saw my, like, replying them, because I finally just wrote answers to them and posted them and then just would link to my answers. Because they came up with the same ones. Well, you're more flexible in armor, in bikini armor, so you can move around a lot. Yeah, seriously. I think they might have, Jess. Like, they all looked somewhere. And then they all would tell me this, like they were the first one to think of it. They got so pissed when I would link to something from like 3 days ago and be like, oh no, I already answered that. But they all brought up 300. Well, you were fine with it with 300. It's like, 300 was a decade ago. Like, I didn't even have a Twitter account. No, I thought it was stupid that they were dressed that way too. And I don't know, were people going to message you on MySpace to tell you were angry? Because wasn't Facebook, like, I feel like Facebook had been around for a little while, but I'm sorry I keep brushing my nose because I literally feel like I have, like, all the pink fuzz in the world in my nose. But I feel like, God, I feel like that was, like, Tribe was a thing. I think Twitter had been a thing for, like, 5 minutes, but I hadn't joined it. Most people hadn't joined it yet. So it's like, how exactly would you have known if there was, like, uproar about 300, number one? And number two, that's the same exact directing and costuming team. So if anything, it just shows that there's, like, a pattern of weirdness. Yeah, exactly. Well, and the thing about 300 is it is not sexualized nudity. Everything about them being shirtless in 300 is meant for the male gaze, not to turn people on, but to show the hyper masculinity of it. It's like, this is your ideal. This is what you should strive for. It is not so people can, like, oogle and ogle at them, even though, like, yeah, of course that's a thing when people are half naked, mostly naked, all naked. But the way it was done and the way it was filmed was in a hyper-masculine style to give a masculine ideal that men can aspire to or feel empowered by. It was not shot in the same way that women, when they are in bikinis, are. Here, I'm going to mute this for a second so you don't hear it. There, sorry. I literally had a lady tell her friend, not cool, these guys are the same age as your son. And the lady said, they aren't my son. Yeah. And objectification is not good ever. Being attracted to someone, being attracted to someone is natural. Making comments is not appropriate. So looking at someone who's attractive and has chosen to dress a certain way, I feel is different in some ways. Like, yeah, like, I see someone who's handsome and, you know, in a revealing outfit. Yes, I'm obviously biologically, the cave woman in me is going to be like, oh, look at those abs. But there's a difference between me looking and appreciating and me ogling and making rude comments and stuff like that. There's two very different things. And there's also a difference between female characters who are dressed and given wardrobe that is revealing by a male director and a male costume designer versus men and women, like cosplayers, who often decide what they're going to wear. And it's not that they're asking for it, that's not what I'm saying, but there's an element of empowerment. If I choose to wear a Wonder Woman outfit that is revealing, like, I am making that choice. That is my choice. I'm owning that. So yeah, I can be powerful and in this revealing outfit. People who are hired as, like, actors and actresses are, they, you know, they don't have any choice. It's not empowering for them to wear something that's more revealing because they are being told to do it. They don't have a choice in the matter. So, right, yeah, I mean, because it's not appropriate to make comments, Sir Guido. And you are aware of that, and you know that, so, which is awesome. But, yeah, a lot of people don't, and they don't realize that. Or they think that that's the goal of people who are streaming and who are doing these things, is that they want people to make comments, which is not the case. I don't think I'm gonna put the pocket on this. I'm gonna turn this hood into a sleeve. Yeah, and there's just a difference between, like, and a lot of people said, you know, oh, the actresses are fine with it. And it's like, that's fine. One, if they're not fine with it, they're probably not going to say anything. You know, I'm not saying that they are or aren't. There are many women who have no problem wearing something like that. And in certain cases, I wouldn't have a problem wearing something like that. But in that particular instance, when it was very clear change from the Amazons we'd seen in Wonder Woman, and the only real reason for it was because of the change in... I mean, even though... Oh my god, this fucking fabric. You know, even though the picture Zack Snyder sent out on, I don't know, whatever that social media site that's paying him is, Venmo, whatever it is, Venmo, I don't know. Which he is 100% getting paid to use that site, by the way. And he says that he's a brand ambassador. So he's basically getting paid to put out these photos that get a lot of attention. So it really just shows, and I never thought that picture was actually in the movie. But it was just very clear. It's like, even the staging for that picture was to get maximum attention, and his way of getting maximum attention was to have these women in bikinis on the Batmobile. And it looked just like, you know, all those car magazines I used to get when I was younger, when I was showing cars that were just, you know, I don't know, it always made me feel a bit alienated to get car magazines that I wanted, but that just had these, like, mostly naked women all over them, like, loudly proclaiming that I was not their intended target audience. Yeah, and the actresses can 100% feel fine wearing that, and a lot of them probably do, especially Brooke Ence, who's the awesome blonde Amazon. She's a CrossFit competitor, and she is badass, and she, you know, rocks a sports bra and workout pants a lot. But that's different, because one, she's choosing it. It's not a male director and a male costume designer designing it for her to wear. And it makes sense in CrossFit. You have to move around and stuff, and nobody's throwing sharp objects trying to kill you. Yeah, no, car magazines still have bikini models. But that was like his entire intent with that photo is, hey, look at our sexy ladies in their bikini armor on top of the Batmobile. Like, that alone just spoke volumes for where his headspace was, I think, regarding those costumes. More than anything else, that picture just kind of encapsulated what he was thinking and why they were there. And that was to look sexy. So to me, I mean, there's a huge difference between actresses feeling it's fine and the narrative logic of their characters being fine with it. I wouldn't want to be the Amazon who only had half her set of armor. That was stupid. I have another article I'm thinking of writing about the Amazons just alone in Justice League. Not about their outfits, but like just kind of how it narratively didn't make sense. Like Justice League changed so much and it just doesn't line up with the backstory we were told in Wonder Woman. But I know like 5 people who'd be interested in reading that. I think I'm going to do my tutorial about how I made my table first. Because I have my new work table. Very exciting. All right, I have a sleeve. I have achieved hood and sleeve. Yeah, no. All the people of the internet who are like, I fight in the SCA, and I can tell you that having your midsection uncovered would be a strategical advantage. I'm like, yeah. Well, okay. Just whatever. It's like, yeah, you can move better, but why would you have it completely bare? Like, you can move just as well with, like, soft leather or something that would provide some sort of protection at least. Yeah, that's usually what I do, James V. I don't generally write for what people want to read. But I have harped a lot on Justice League recently. I might just let it go a little bit. I wasn't super impressed with Wonder Woman in Justice League, so maybe just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Oh my god. All the fuzz ever. I think that was the funniest thing, actually, on the internet, is all people like, you're just writing this to get attention. I was like, dude, my blog gets like 50 to 100 hits a day, and 90% of it is people looking how to sew bustle skirts. I'm like, that is not my goal, and the fact that when I wrote that, I did not think it was going to get me mentioned in People and Glamour and Allure magazine. Sorry. It was not my intent. Yeah, I mean, or falling in, like, abrasions or anything like that. Like, it really is just... Yeah. Yeah, SCA fights are super well monitored. Yeah, I mean, I've never participated in one, but I know plenty of people who are very involved. And yeah, I mean, anything, like, even cloth would be more logical, because, yeah, it just makes more sense. Right, Jess. No woman takes her shirt off to throw down. Like, that's just not a thing we do. And it's not about modesty. It's about just, I don't know, just duh. Why would you expose more of your body to be hurt? It's dumb. It does make me wonder, though. It's like, all right, so the Amazons are in this giant battle, like, with alien technology. Because the New Gods are, like, they're advanced. How are they so freaking, like, stumped when soldiers show up with, you know, with their rifles in World War I? Like, they're just like, oh god, we've never seen this technology. I think that's the GM in me that's just, like, hating the inconsistencies. Alright. So I have a hood and 2 sleeves. Hey, is anyone in here going to the convention in February? Because I had an idea for a game that I wanted to bounce off people, but I want to do it if anybody's going. To Strategicon in Los Angeles. The one at the LAX Hilton. Origins. Oh, that sounds good. I have to think about that. All right, so I have 2 sleeves. All right, the good thing about this, it seems that this fabric, once it sheds to a certain point, stops shedding. There's some fur fabrics that don't, so it's like, this is gonna shed a crap ton, but once it's done shedding, it's done. All right, my mother-in-law's dog better wear this all the time. All right, this is the sleevey bits. That'd be awesome, Jess. I'd love that. I will totally... Any of you guys who make it down, I will buy you guys drinks. Okay, so if nobody's going, I can, like, talk about the... Three threes. Is that how you say that? 3 threes? It's hard to see. It's in like a yellow color. That would be exciting. All right, well, if you're coming, you can't tell my idea because I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure somebody else has done this idea before. Oops, folding this the wrong way. I was gonna do Wild Talents, but as like a test, kind of, to how open world I can make things without it going completely to shit. I was gonna start with having a newspaper with like good. I'm glad you promised. With like a help wanted section, and then just having a bunch of different like jobs listed in there, like adventures, and literally like the first part of the thing, once they sit down, they customize their characters like I usually do, and then they actually get to sit there as a party, like they're gonna start in a tavern because that's too cliche and fun not to do that. And then they get to go through this newspaper, which is like old-timey newspaper, like Dungeons and Dragons newspaper, and they get to pick which job they're gonna do. So they literally get to kind of pick what type of adventure they want to go on. And then it'll just be up to me to kind of think on my feet and run it, which I think I can do, because a lot of it can be like just like what I usually do, where I just plan for or like plan nothing and just have a bunch of bad guys there that they can run into at different points. I don't know if that sounds like a fun idea or is that lame? Are people gonna think I didn't plan it? It's gonna take a lot of planning because I'm gonna have to make like newspapers for everybody, and they're gonna have to agree on one. Am I just asking for trouble with that? You think that sounds fun? I don't know. Hey, Jen Human. We're just hanging out, no worries. You didn't really miss anything. You cut me sneezing a lot because of the fabric I'm using. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just totally improv it. That's generally, I mean, I generally have like an idea, but usually I create the world, and I don't really plan anything. A lot of my con games I mostly improv. So I think it's doable. Yeah, exactly. So I would just have a whole bunch of NPCs created and then just like reskin them basically. Kind of like what I've talked about in different articles I've written for Happy Jacks and on the stream and stuff like that. Like, if you have the basic stats for them, and then I'm pretty good at like improv and creating characters on the fly. So I think it'd be fun. I think you know, it could be interesting. And the cool thing about that would be that I could run more than one game with that. Is I could just have that newspaper and then, you know, run the same game a couple times. Most likely people aren't going to pick it's not going to end up the same game. You use the same prop, but you'd get completely different games. Yeah, I'd have to get Stu to print out my newspaper thing because he's got the cool big printer that he uses for emotes. Yeah, it's not even December and I have my idea for February con, but I might forget. So when I'm like tweeting, okay, God, I completely forgot my great idea. Oh, Jen Human, sorry, I actually It's that part. For the convention, I was thinking, well, one, I have to figure out if I can go because that's my anniversary weekend, so I might not be able to go. But if I do get to go, running a game where I do like a newspaper, and there's a whole section of just help wanted ads, and they're all adventure ideas and stuff. So instead of having like a pre-planned adventure, which I usually don't have anyway, I usually have like a loose framework for an adventure. Then just having the players sit down in their tavern, because I could run like a fantasy game for the first time in Wild Talents. Should be weird, but could. And then just having them pick like which wanted ad do they want to go for, and then just kind of improving the whole thing. Have all these different things, and maybe some of them are placed by bad guys and they don't know it, and then they have to figure that out, and some of them are placed by good guys. Yeah, one newspaper instead of PCs for all the jobs, yeah. And if they like went, the good thing about that at a convention is if they went really fast with one, it's like, oh, okay, the next day, pick another job. So you could actually, like, you wouldn't have to stretch things out. You could let things wrap up and then have them just go to the next thing. I'm excited about that. It's a cool idea. I was also considering, I went and saw Murder on the Orient Express the other night, which was actually good. And I was thinking about a setting like that, like a murder mystery setting would be fun. But I feel like a lot of people are going to do that after that movie came out. Yeah, I think so. Especially if I don't say anything about it until later at the podcast. Actually, so Jen Human says, I actually have experience with that. Back in the late 80s, Palladium Books put out an adventure idea book for the Beyond the Supernatural line. Said book came wrapped in plastic with a newspaper included with articles that related to the adventures inside. Oh, very cool. BTS is very similar to your Interpol X game and feel. Awesome. Well, if they've done it before to great success, why not steal the idea? Yeah, I think it's a fun idea. I have to figure out how to do fantasy with Wild Talents, though. But we'll see. We'll see. I really should at some point write the people who do Wild Talents and the ore system and just be like, by the way, I shill for you all the time. Like, all the time. Can you just send me some stuff? Or something? Something. Yeah. You know, an idea is great by how steel-worthy it is. Absolutely, Jen Human. All right, here's the back of the little doggy jacket. I'm shaking it out over the trash to try and get as much of the fuzz off of it before it gets all over my table as I can. All right, ta-da. Slowly coming together. As I go, I generally, when I'm done with a piece, I usually pin it to the finished piece. Yes, it's a doggy jacket. Sorry. This is what I'm sewing. Clothes for my dog, or not my dog, my mother-in-law's dog. Because we're going up for like a Christmas/Thanksgiving tomorrow. An Umbridge cosplay. That's actually a good idea. But no, This is a fluffy, fluffy jacket for my mother-in-law's Chihuahua. This is the face. But it's fun. It's a nice little project. I should be working on Xena, but this is what I do. Yeah. What? My current project picture didn't tell you everything you needed to know? Just kidding. Like random Chihuahua picture. You demand credit. If I ever do Dolores Umbridge, I will totally credit you. Chihuahua? Hey, Chihuahua? Yes. Her name is Juno, the dog. This is not her, by the way. This is random Chihuahua and clothing picture that I found on the internet. But yeah. This is what happens when people find out you sew. They, like, want things. Yeah, 12-hour workday. That's nuts. Alright, let's see. I need... Oh, yeah. So, the other thing about pieces, which I should probably tell you, on most patterns, they have directions on them, like how you're supposed to cut them. So, I know this is hard to see, but you can see it. Here, I'll put some white backing on it. So it says down here, it says cut to ribbing on fold. So it tells you what you're supposed to be doing, how many of each piece you're supposed to be cutting if you are too lazy to read the directions like I am. Is that the Chihuahua, the one Rob's character's getting on Dead Rain? Oh my god. Yes! Little Juno in her pink fluffy, oh my god, like crazy and after the apocalypse. Oh, that means my mother-in-law's dead. No, I don't want that. I like her. I actually really like her. That's a whole troubling road you just sent me down. I thought for a second I was really excited, and now I'm like a little horrified by what that would mean if we found little Juno running around in her pink poofy outfit. Everybody's dead. That's awful. Oh my god, that game messes with my head so much. So much. So much. But it's a good game. It's a good game. No, it's okay. Not really messing with my head. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. But it would be funny. I might actually still have to do that. Alternate timeline. Yes. It's a totally different Juno Chihuahua. So, with a totally different pink floofy jacket. Totally different. But it's funny. It's very funny. I'm really tempted, actually. A Maltipoo. Maltese. Oh my god, all the pink fluff. Should be taking pictures of this actually. Juno Chihuahua from Earth 19. Yes, there we go. Totally fine. Oh my god. That would be epic. I felt really bad actually the last game. We were talking about the Chihuahua and Stephen made me laugh so hard. We were like, oh, there's dead things everywhere. It's terrible. Carnage, dead bodies. They've obviously been eaten. Fucking Stephen's like, by the Chihuahua. And I just lost it. Lost it. Like, crying. I was crying. And, like, poor Gina's, like, doing, like, this serious interaction with Dave. And they just totally, like, oh, man. Oh, my God. They're just, like, looking at me like I'm the worst human on the planet. They were, no, oh my god, I was crying, laughing. They're describing this horrible scene where, like, humans have been eaten, and I'm laughing like a maniac. Creeds person. Cowcatcher. Cowcatcher. Can't say it. Cowcatcher. I love role-playing with Steven and Rob. I love that so much. I wish their schedules let them be part of games more often. Oh, I have exciting L5R news. Oh my god. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you, but it's okay. It was amusing to watch me dying, like dying, and I'm like trying to be quiet about dying laughing. I mean, it's not different from Food Network, is it? Well, maybe a little. Yeah, but oh man, that was so funny. But yeah, they're amazing role players, and I really like playing with them. Even if they, you won't tell if I won't tell. L5R, yeah! I have not picked a clan yet. That is not the exciting news. But we've been trying to fill the 4th seat because Tyler moved away, so he's up in Northern California right now, so he obviously can't be our 4th person again. So it's going to be Dave and Stork and myself, and then Stu's running the game, but the last seat, we're actually going to have a rotating seat, we think, eventually. So a bunch of different people in the Happy Jacks crew who want to be in it, like they'll make a character and they'll be there for a week or two or a certain number of sessions, so that way we can rotate it out, so that 4th seat will go to a lot of different Happy Jacks people. So we'll have lots of different interactions and a lot of different roleplay styles and stuff like that. No, Tyler won't commute because he's a flake and we don't like him anymore. I love him, I miss him. Actually, I miss his wife more because she's awesome. So, but Tyler's also cool. Yeah, so it should be really fun. So that 4th spot will be, sometimes it'll be empty. I think for the first couple sessions, we'll probably just have it be the 3 of us. And then, you guys want to pool resources so you can come out and do a weekend? But yeah, people are really excited about that because a lot of them, like a lot of people were really wanting to be part of that game. I for a while, I thought Jib might actually shank somebody to be part of the game. And I was hoping it wouldn't be me. But we couldn't, like, it was impossible. Like, we have so many awesome people. It was impossible to pick, like, one person because so many people wanted to be in on the game. So at some point we were like, well, what if we just have people, like, be part of it, you know? So I'm really excited about that idea. And I still haven't picked a clan. Oh god, stupid fuzz everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Stu says that the beginning of the game is actually going to take place at the Winter Court. So a lot of it's going to be indoor stuff. So I'm thinking not unicorn. As much as I want a pony. That seems like a skill set that wouldn't be advantageous for a Winter Court type situation when we're all locked inside pretty much for a few months. I don't want to get anyone too excited, but I am actually really starting to think about maybe Crab Clan. As crazy as that is. But I still like Dragon. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just rotate too. I'll just make different characters. Bring my horse to court. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my horse would be around, but bringing them into the court is probably not the best thing. Have I thought about turning off the autofocus on my 2 table cameras? Sure. I'll have to figure out how to do that. I'm not staring at you. I'm staring at the computer Does it freak out sometimes? I'm not looking at it, so I don't necessarily see it. It seems cool. The problem with this one needs to keep, like this one, we can turn it off on if that one's freaking out. This one, I move it around, so it really needs to be able to focus differently. Any problem with flicker? Interesting. I don't see flicker. There's been a couple times where they kind of zoom in and out a little for a second. I'll have to look back. I'll have to watch back. If you notice it doing it, tell me like when, so I can know where to look back on the video, James. Got a lot of people watching tonight. Lots of people are quiet though. It says there's 15 people watching. But there's definitely not 15 people in the chat room. So I guess they're watching... I don't know where they're watching, actually. I don't know what that means. Oh, I think they might be watching through hosted channels. Yeah, it does shift. This one, it's a little temperamental. It's new, too. It's a new setup, so... Still perfecting it. I'm glad, though. I like having the 2 cameras more than everything else. No, you have to be an affiliate to, Oh, yay! And also, CA Dave is hosting me, too. Yeah, you can't share a channel unless they're an affiliate channel, and I'm not an affiliate yet. I might be someday, but I'm not yet. I don't know if I want to mess with that, though. I run the Happy Jacks channel. I'm not sure I have the energy to really make this, like, a thing. I like streaming, and I like having you guys keep me company while I'm working. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I have to get better about it, though. Luckily, now that we have people who can run the system for Happy Jacks, I'm not there all the time. So I might stream here more. Because, yeah, it was a lot for a while. It was a lot. Loved it, but it was a lot. Thank you for telling me. You finally heard Sam's voice, right? He's got a good voice. I like his voice. Yeah, I ask him if he wants to come on the podcast with me, but he gets nervous about that. He's like, I don't really know that much about tabletop gaming. I'm like, honey, you're in film and video. You tell stories for a living. Like, you're fine. And you've played tabletop games. You know totally tons about it. And he plays a million video games and stuff, so the concepts are very similar often for what we're talking about. I really wanted him to be on the episode we did the other day when we were talking about the NPCs, because he's actually, I mean, he does script writing, he does a bunch of stuff like that, so he actually has really amazing ideas when I'm making games and I'm talking to him about characters and stuff like that. I think he would have been awesome, but he was nervous and didn't want to do it. He's like, no, just stay home and watch you. And he was watching the other day when we talked about his birthday present, but thank goodness the sound was down, so he didn't actually hear what we said. Hey, he's a lucky dude, if I don't say so myself. I make him read to me. So. Sorry, I have to get the fuzz out of my nose. But yeah, that's one of the dumb things we do together. We read to each other. So we read the Silmarillion together. We take turns reading like before we go to sleep. And right now we're reading the World of Warcraft books, like the lore books that they have with all the beautiful art in them. I was sad for our trip. We usually, for our big drive up to Sacramento to see his mom, we usually get an audiobook. How do you host a feed? I think you go back to your channel and you type host or /host and then space and then the channel name. Don't dislocate your shoulders patting yourself on the back. All right, well, you know. Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. I like it. My problem is I fall asleep really fast. So we don't get very far most nights unless I'm the one doing the reading. Because, yeah. I think I just... it's still that Pavlovian response, I think, from my mom reading to me when I was little, because she would read to me before I go to sleep. So I think when I hear people reading to me, it automatically starts putting my brain in the, it's almost time to sleep. I have that problem with a lot of audiobooks as well, is even if they're really great audiobooks, I end up kind of dozing off with them. Yeah, exactly, Guido, right? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't know. For a second, I got a little embarrassed, like, saying it on the internet. I don't know. It's silly. But, yeah. We usually listen to an audiobook on our way up to Sacramento, and I was really excited, because I try and pick something that because I fall asleep, I try and pick something that I've already read. And Sam's never read Ready Player One, so I was really excited about getting that. No, that's not cut right. But we listened to it, and as much as I generally like Will Wheaton and I don't really like his reading of that particular book. I don't know why, I just didn't like it very much, so I'm a little disappointed. So we're probably going to listen to World War Z, because that reading's so awesome, as people who listen to the podcast already know. And there's so many awesome actors who are part of that, so that's what we'll listen to. And then since I've read it already, if I fall asleep, it's not a big deal. See, when I'm actually reading, I never fall asleep, James. Like, I have that same problem. Like, I will be up all night reading. That's why I don't let myself read books generally when when I'm in school. So I read like 3 books the weeks I'm off, or I read books over the weekend and stuff, because I will literally stay up all night and read a book. But when when I'm hearing it read to me, it's like a completely different thing. It's really strange. Oh, you didn't like it either 3? Yeah. Yeah, the Dresden books, at least at one point they switched readers and it was like weird. I didn't like it. But the guy who reads most of them, the first ones, are amazing. And Harry Potter, of course, is amazing. But I'm trying to get Sam to read or listen to the Dresden books, but he's not super interested. Yeah, exactly, James. That's how it goes. I read, when I finally read the Bobverse books, I read all 3 of them in one weekend. I, like, literally didn't do anything else. I couldn't stop myself. I think I stopped to play our game on Sunday and then just read straight through until like 2 in the morning. It was not a healthy choice, but it was good. Yeah, that's right. It was Changes, Jen Human. Yeah, I remember, like, because I had been listening to them. I'd read most of them, and then I started listening to them. I usually don't like listening to books because it's too slow for me, but I think I was working on a cosplay or something when I first started reading them, so I listened to, like, a couple of them, and then Changes popped in. It was, like, totally different, and you're like, oh, no, this isn't right. So I think I actually stopped listening to it, and I went and read it myself. They did? Oh, I've never heard that one. That's good. I bet they got a lot of complaints about it. Oh, night threes. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, you can follow the channel and then you'll get notifications if I'm streaming here, if we're not at Happy Jacks. I usually try and say something about it in Discord, but I don't always remember. Plus, if you follow Wonder Woman Spins, and that's always fun to see. I wonder if I have some cute pink to make like a little skirt thing on the back of this. Talking keeps you awake and alert. Yeah, it's the opposite for me. Podcasts sometimes. Depends on what their topic is. I have to be really careful when I'm driving because I fall asleep really easily when I'm driving. So if you guys have ever seen my scars, I don't know, like this one here. There's this big one here. Ta-da! That's all from nodding off many years ago at the wheel. It was not a great experience. So yeah, I just have to be really careful. I actually like have to listen to music and stuff like that if I'm tired, like something upbeat. Audiobooks is all the he said, she says lines. Yeah. Alright. That is all the pieces except the pocket. And I don't think I'm going to put the pocket in this. I think I might put a little skirt on it. If I can find cute pink fabric to go with it. Which I should because I have all the fabric ever. And shake it out so a little fuzz is everywhere. Yay, thanks for the host, Guido. Yay, perfect. When I'm reading those, I'll merge into the feed, as it were. So it's odd when I realize it was listening. It while listening, yeah. That's okay. It's still nice. I think it also helps like the algorithms. Like if more people are hosting, I think it's more likely people will see me or something. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to carefully wrap up the rest of this pink monstrosity. Because I don't want to get any more of this fuzz anywhere. Put it over here. Alright, so then I'm going to bust out the directions. And that kind of defeats the purpose. If you follow him so you can see him host me, then that kind of defeats the purpose. And I'm not doing lining for this because it's a Chihuahua. She cannot have lining. She'll be fine. It's totally fine. So I'm going to skip all the sewing the lining because I'm not bothering with that BS for this dog. I love dogs. Like, I'm not about, not against dogs. Dogs do not need linings on their clothing. Lining is a pain. I hate doing lining. I actually usually don't do lining for, depending on what the cosplay is. But if I can avoid doing lining for something, I do. Oh my god, these little hoods are like shedding so much. Alright, first thing. Right side outer fabric. Not sewing that there. Ribbing to sleeve. Alright, so that's the first thing we're doing. Fold sleeve, ribbing 3 and half lengthwise with right sides together. Four and half to find center. All right. All right, we've got like an hour and a half until Razor Ridge streams. Get most of this together. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, guys, and then I'm going to come back and I will sew. So please don't go away. I will be right back. Really, I promise, I'm not leaving. I'll be right back.
Could you describe a typical Slayer fan?
A guy just would literally out of nowhere just yell Slayer, you know.
Oh, I was still muted, sorry. Yeah, so now I'm back. I'm going to start the sewing, and I have wine now. Very exciting. I know, I need to be right back one. I totally do. One more thing for me to ask and bug Sam about. Try to, like, ask him in, like, small doses. Could you do this for me? Could you do this for Happy Jacks, please? Alright. I'm gonna use the serger first, I think. There you go. Oh yeah, I'm driving in the morning too, Jen Human. Canceling the show. Feel like I should be her first call if that's what's happening. Let me see. Oh dear, there are notifications. Oh yeah. You're right. She totally did. She messaged me like an hour ago. Oh well, yes, it was a text message and our Slack. So. Alright, well. I have a bunch of stuff I have to do now. No. She's the one who makes the final call, though, as the GM. She was going to be able to do it, but if she has players down, it's up to the GM to decide, hey, yeah, I'm going to run the game, but we'll just be, it'll just be 2 players. Or, no, I'd rather cancel. We're not in a good place. So as the GM, it's her final call to make, even if she's not the cause. So that's kind of how that works as far as Happy Jacks is concerned. And then it's her job to contact me, and then I do the notifications for everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily I get to sleep at least through part of it. My husband likes to drive, so I get to sleep through part of it. That means I need to go log into the Happy Jacks thing, though. Okay, give me a moment. Sorry. Alright. I will take care of this. This is fine. Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned it too, James. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had set my notifications to silent because I'm doing this thinking that I was still here, but I obviously did not. So that is problematic. Ugh. Thank you. And my serger's all messed up. That's awesome. For anybody who's ever used a serger, that's not awesome. It's really bad. If you've never worked with a serger before, you pretty much do everything you possibly can in life to avoid having to rethread it. Because it's a fucking nightmare. Like, a nightmare. Oh, I haven't typed any passwords in. That was nice, though. Thank you for thinking about it. Yeah, no, my passwords were memorized by all those things, so I didn't actually have to type in any passwords. Sorry, I realize this is not super entertaining. But unfortunately, it's really necessary. Hey, Iron Tusk, welcome. Been so long since I streamed. Yeah, no, a lot of people make costumes for their horses, actually. I used to show horses, and there's a costume. Pretty much every horse show, there's a costume competition, an event. I never competed in those, ironically, but at the time I wasn't really into costuming that much. Anything I do is super entertaining. Watching me restring my... here, just so you have reference, like this is what it looks like on this side. So it's a little complex. So trying to make sure it's all hooked in right. Hi, I'm good. How's life treating you? I think last time I saw you actually in person, it was like right before baby time, right? And now you've had a baby. Your wife had the baby. Together, you together collectively have a baby. It's very exciting. In Dogburn. I'm now trying to fix the threading on my serger because it has betrayed me when I need it the most. Woo! Alright, this should be great. No, I totally got Iron Tusk. Yeah, once you have a baby, the word baby means totally different things. Alright, I'm just gonna guess because this isn't super specific. Nope, I was right. I guessed right. Okay. Sergers are a pain, but they save a lot of time and effort, and they're especially worth it if you are working with fabric like this that sheds so much, because serging it just makes it so it doesn't shed nearly as much. Although threading this is a freaking nightmare. Luckily, there's only like one thread that came unthreaded. Got caught with the others. Sorry, I should be actually sewing in a moment, and this is not super exciting. All right, let's see if this worked out. See if I did this right. I was using an extra bit of this. I'm gonna go super slow. Think success. Yeah, all right. Success. Excellent. Sorry, I know. Cool. All right. Back to paying attention to the chat. Hi, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. First thing I should probably do is move this camera over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm also, really quick before we get started, I'm going to post on the Happy Jacks page that we're not streaming tonight, but that does mean I get to stay here with you guys, so that's exciting. Not that I wasn't going to hang out for that stream either, but, you know. Oh, look at that. Happy Jacks RPG just hosted me. That's so nice. It's shocking. I'm so surprised that they'd do that. It's totally not me making it do that at all. Maybe it is. A little bit. It is a little. Alright. Events. Delete at events. That's good claim to fame. Sorry, I realize this is not like the most interesting thing to see. All right. Excuse me, sneezing pink fuzz everywhere. Oh, that'd be awesome, Gen Human. I think like if you credited him and stuff, I mean, it's totally up to him. I don't know if he plans to release it or anything, but I can't imagine that he'd be against that necessarily. I'm actually really excited once I get to my mother-in-law's. It's going to be like the most productive time ever. Because, yeah, I get to sit there and hang out and sit on my computer and like all the things. Generally in the past when you've seen like big updates from Happy Jacks, like, oh, our website got completely redone over Thanksgiving. That's because I'm sitting with my thing. Hi, Vampire54! Thank you for following. I'm sorry we had to cancel the Happy Jack stream tonight, but I'm sitting here. I'm sewing Chihuahua clothes for my mother-in-law. See, it said Chihuahua. This is not the exact Chihuahua that I'm sewing for, but it's the rough idea. It's my internet model Chihuahua that I stole. Not that my mother-in-law's Chihuahua isn't equally cute, but you know, you got it. Welcome. Thank you for making Wonder Woman spin around. You guys earn golden lassos in here too, although I haven't created any stuff to buy with them yet. I think I might do like a head massage because I've got a head massager. So it's like when I'm getting really super stressed on something, you guys can buy a head massage. Because those are really nice. I enjoy those. They're sort of a selfish thing though. So I don't know. Yeah, there was supposed to be one, but unfortunately the traffic is more insane than usual today, which is insane. More insane than usual insane holiday traffic. So, sorry, give me 1 second. I am tweeting right now on the Happy Jacks accounts so that people will know that the game got canceled. Hey, Mythigo2! Thank you for following. Yeah, I am here sewing dog clothes tonight. So welcome to the stream. You selfishly think that truths would have been better. I think I missed it. I think I missed what you're talking about, Jen Human. I'm sorry. Do I do commissions? I ate Taco Bell last night and have a lot of holes that need to be patched. As tempting as that sounds, I think I'm going to turn you down on that. But thanks for the offer. I don't really do commissions though, actually. No, legit, like I don't do them. Except this just happens to be a gift for my mother-in-law. Oh, instead of golden lassos. Oh, the truce. That's right. You were talking to me about that the other day. Yeah. I mean, I can rename it at some point. I just forgot today, honestly, to look at it again. Look at that! You have 100 golden lassos. That's exciting. I never know what to think, like, when people ask you to... I don't know. Like, there's something about somebody posting something and saying, hey, retweet, just in general, so people are like, oh, okay, I'll retweet it if they want to. I always feel weird about people who are like, they like tag you and they're like, hey, retweet us. You specific person. I'm like, I feel pressure. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Oh, thanks for the host, Faquad. You're awesome. I'm not doing anything with boning tonight, unfortunately. So it's just this beautiful, fuzzy, soon-to-be dog jacket. And right now I am posting because another stream got canceled. This is a good noise. I like this song. You're my 6th biggest fan. I think I've notified everybody. Oh, I need to announce in Discord. That's the last thing I need to do. Can someone do that for me? Can someone jump in Discord and just tell everybody that it got canceled? Thank you, Vampire. Yeah. I can't bone all the time, Fawquad. That is totally true. But thank you, Vampire. Yeah, I was super... Oh, sorry. Oops, spoilers. Come on, you knew it was going to end well. That's like saying, you know, the end of, you know, it's a comic book movie. They're not all going to die. Well, duh, of course they're not all going to die. Yeah, this is one thing, like, people who listen, like, we're running into an issue with, there's so many games now that people are a little bit behind if they just listen to the podcast. We're trying to figure out what to do about that. So, I mean, actually, you guys might be able to drop in your 5 cents. Stu and I have been debating, one, not having all the games available for podcast form, having some just be streamed. So they'll be on YouTube and Twitch only. and then just like 2 or 3 games maybe would be in the podcast feed. So you'd still be able to go, if you weren't watching live, you'd still be able to go watch on YouTube or something like that if you were interested in one of the other games. Creating podcast feeds for every single AP just isn't feasible. That's just not something that would work well. So, no, please don't do that. Well, I mean, you could still... They would still be available to you, so you could go pull the audio from YouTube or watch on YouTube. Please keep the podcast for all. Okay. Well, write emails to Stu, because right now that's what he wants to do. But, yeah, they'd still be available, so people could watch them online or whatever. But, yeah, it's just... It's a difficult thing, trying to figure out exactly how we want it to do. Right side ribbing. Got it. Because what we're finding, we're worried that people are not... It seems like, from the numbers, it seems that's, you know, we have, you know, you guys are amazing, you're our family. But people who listen to the podcasts but aren't who aren't as involved in the community, it seems like a lot of them are starting to not... They're starting to unsubscribe from the RSS feed. And we're trying to figure out why. Let me know. This is the first time I'm sewing with this particular mic, so also let me know if you can't, if it's too loud. You can do a Twitch VOD with audio only in the mobile app, so pretty much the same as the podcast. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Maybe not. Don't tell him that I told you to do that. Because I don't... Yeah. I'm already not always his favorite person, because I give him more work. But, yeah. Maybe actually don't say anything to him right now, because he might be mad that I'm talking about it. But we'll figure it out. A little more noise, but you can hear me talk. Okay, good. Let me know if it gets untenable, and then we'll figure it out. Because it does seem like the actual number of subscribers is changing a bit. And we don't know if that's because people are deciding to unsubscribe from the feed because they're watching, or because they are, you know, they'd rather consume it as video in the video format, or if people are unsubscribing because it's just too many games to follow now on the AP. But we have the same number for the regular podcast, but it seems the AP RSS feed is changing. We're trying to figure out what exactly that means. So here's what it looks like with the surging. It's a little weird, but not 100% perfect. But it's still much better, and you can see then that it kind of binds it in, so that it stops shedding. When did drops start? Could be the holidays. Yeah, it could be, but it's been a little... Stu doesn't usually talk to me about things unless it's an actual trend. He's very into the numbers. So, I mean, and we do see some fluctuation. People are interested in specific games, and when specific games end, they drop off the RSS feed. So, we're trying to look at different options. The holidays, actually, we tend to see more people, generally, because they have family time, they have more free time, so they end up looking for new podcasts. They don't tend to listen to them as much, because generally they listen to them during their commutes. But people get bored over the holidays and go looking for new podcasts. I just breathed in like a giant pink fuzz. I'm so pretty and delicate. Thank you, Guido. That's very sweet. Oh, I'm sorry, Vampire. I'm talking specifically about people listening via the RSS feed to the podcast. The actual subscription to the channel, that varies hugely, and that we haven't even started to track that stuff yet, to be completely honest. And yeah, that does vary. Like last month, we were at like 38 subscribers, and right now we're sitting around 28. So the actual numbers of subscribers to the Happy Jacks channel does vary hugely. And some of that's because, you know, people have money one month, they may not have enough money, you know, so much money the next month, and then they forget. A lot of them are Prime subscriptions that then forget to resubscribe or whatever, and that happens. Yeah, see, Guido? You are one of them. You are one of the ones. And I think that's because the problem with the RSS feed is it pumps out the podcasts in the order they're released, not necessarily listening to it. So it's like, if you want to listen to all of Mode of Sin, you know, in order, and then listen to the next podcast, and then listen to the next AP all together, the RSS feed isn't super great for that now, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 6 APs going. So you're getting 6 games all released. So you get 6 different episodes before you get the next episode of your game. Or 5 before you get the next episode of your game. So we're trying to figure out how to solve that problem. Because, I mean, it is still our biggest meal ticket. We've got thousands of people who download it to each AP. And our, you know, some of the APs, like the L5R campaign has been downloaded, I think, almost 13,000 times. So that's a lot of people. So we really don't want to lose, like, how to do that, but we need to figure out a way to do it. Yeah, you download via the website now. And that's how you get them work. Yeah, so, I mean, we also have to figure out if that's how, like, if that's what people are doing. Like, if we've seen a big up in website downloads to balance out the people unsubscribing from the... Oh, yeah, sorry. So AP equals actual play. Sorry. James, you're around all the time. I just figured you knew these nerdy terminologies. Yeah, a separate feed for each show. That's something, but that's a huge amount of work, honestly. We're having a riveting discussion. So these are the bottoms of the little sleeve parts for the dog. So then... I definitely need to be taking pictures while I'm doing this, because I was going to write a tutorial about how to use... how to use a pattern. You guys are awful, Guido. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with splitting any RSS feed. You're automatically going to lose a bunch of people, because most people don't check their RSS feeds. Most people have an app that is automatically subscribed to them, so they'll just stop getting you. And it might be a few weeks or months before they notice that they haven't been getting your show. So we are loath to mess with it too much, obviously. luckily the forum is a big addition. Like when most people who are subscribed to the show, even if they aren't common in the forum, they are at least subscribed a little bit, so they have some stretching slightly as you stitch. Why is mine bigger than that? Oh well, it's fine. Make it work. So for whatever reason, I cut these incorrectly. So this is supposed to fit along here, but I think what happened is this fabric, because I cut it on the fold, this fabric doesn't fold super cleanly, so I think that's where I got the extra. So I'm stitching this here like this. And you could absolutely sew this on a regular sewing machine too, but I'm lazy, and this will make super clean edges in the project. Wait, what? Everybody's like coming back and they're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, so we've just been like kind of discussing like what to do with the RSS feed. But yeah, the RSS feeds are popular because people don't have to think about it. So people subscribe and then they just automatically get their content every week, and most people are subscribed to multiple ones. So if you have people who, if you split your RSS feed in half, some of those people may never actually realize they're only getting half of your content again. So I mean, one thing would be to make a separate feed for every game, but again, that defeats the purpose. People don't want that. People who do RSS feeds don't want that level of work involved. They don't want to have to come back and check and see if they're subscribed to all the games or whatever. So once a game ends, they just may never end up back at your page. They may never subscribe to the next game. Really? That's how you found us, Vampire 54? That's amazing. That's good to know. I'll tell Stu that. Yeah, we're kind of on the fence sometimes about doing the character creation episodes, but it's people really like them. I am Captain Planet. But I mean, we get that feedback a lot. Even if people don't stay and watch the whole campaign, they really like watching us do character creation. Most of the time they use it as more of a tutorial than actual like entertainment, I think, which is great. And a lot of people have found us because of that. You download right from the website? Well, that would be awesome if everybody did that, but people don't do that. They might do the first one, but for the most part, people like their content kind of spoon-fed to them. Not that I, have a problem with that. So, we have a sleeve. Here, I'll hold it to this camera. Now you have a sleeve with like its little ribbing part at the bottom. Any news from Jib and you guys on when a possible Masks 2 might happen? No, I'm not sure. Okay, you're sent to the RSS again. I fixed all of my problems. Thank you for fixing everything. Yeah, I remember when James, you came when Matt came over to, when Matt joined our vampire game. I remember because I'd seen you when I had watched some of the games on Saving Throw Show. Were you watching when I did Saving Throw Show? The one time? and I played a caster in D&D, and I was like, oh god, I'm not really a D&D player. Let me figure this out. And I just kept saying that character's name over and over again. It was Farquaad's character, but I don't remember what the character's name was. But... No, don't go back and watch it. It was so bad. I was embarrassed. It was fun, but it was so weird, and it was not good. Luckily, Mason was super nice to me, and everyone else was really nice to me. But I felt super dumb, because they were, like, hardcore D&D players, and I was like, yeah, hi, I haven't played D&D in a really long time. Found us on YouTube, Jen Human. Oh, that's awesome. Also, thanks to Savage Rifts. That's amazing. Oh, that's my arm right there. Super gross. Also, Poxy Boggarts and Mary Wise, because you only knew the music and you hadn't looked up the groups at the time. Awesome, yes. I miss being in the Wives a lot. I don't really have time for it, but I miss it. I've wondered if we'd see Happy Crew on Saving Throw. Found the wild cards because of you guys and hosted them. A week you took a Friday off. Awesome. Yeah, no, they're awesome. It's so funny because, like, there's so many people in common because they actually record really near my house. And, like, I knew Mac from cosplay, like, years and years ago. She was in a group with Samantha and I, like, 2012 or something. So it's just like funny how many people we have in common. And yeah, Dom and I are talking about like nothing in stone yet, but eventually doing like some sort of big crossover event where we all go to each other's studios. Should be really fun. Once we, get all that planned, we'll see. A girl I work with noticed you scrolling through Instagram the other day and that you follow Golden Lasso Girl, and she was like, oh my god, do you do cosplay too? And I was like, no, but Kimmy is my friend and she does it a lot. She kind of lost it. By the way, in the Palladium chat rooms, MWoW and Poxy Boggarts music has been a thing for about 4 years now, thanks to one of the campaigns. So, oh, that's awesome! I'll tell Stu, he'd be so happy. That's my goal, is like I try and get streamers to play our music. I was watching one of my cosplay friend streamers, Shepherd of Men, the other day, and I was like, hey, you're listening to Irish music, you should listen to this. So I always am like plugging. Right? It would be an amazing crossover. We don't know what like form it will take, but we were thinking about like having one of the Saving Throw GMs come and like run something at the Happy Jacks studio for the Happy Jacks people, or and vice versa, have one of the Happy Jacks GMs go over and run something at the Saving Throw show place. Some sort of crazy mix of players. I don't know. We're not sure exactly what form it will take yet, but we're thinking about doing like some big stream for charity or something like that. But yeah, their new studio is like super close to my house. So I'm like, I volunteer. It'll be super easy. It's actually faster for me to get to the Saving Throw studio than it is to get to the Happy Jacks studio now. All right, the sleeves are done. So next part. stitch them to the body part. That doesn't seem right. Alright, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go and trust the thing. That's the hood. This is the back. So I'm now going to stitch the little sleeve onto the back. You'd be riveted. Totally awesome. You don't watch any other tabletop streams. Nothing against them, they just aren't Happy Jacks. That's okay. They're fun. They're awesome. They're the ones who... Like, they're the ones who kind of convinced me, because we'd been, like, sort of talking about it, but then when I went and guested on Saving Throw Show, I looked at their setup, and that's when I really realized, like, holy shit, we have, like, all of this already for the recording studio. I love how this is, like, right in front of my face. And by love, I mean I don't like that. The hardest part, which is the audio, like, we had all that stuff already. So when I went and I was... Oh my god, the pink fuzz is everywhere. It's killing me. I'm dying. I'm dying. I have pink fuzz everywhere in my face. But yeah, no, we went, you know, when I went and guested on their show, like, I was looking at all their equipment. Because I don't know, to me, streaming was like from another planet at the time. And I, like, really looked around. And I know a lot about, I don't know if anybody knows this, but for a long time, I wanted to go into film and video as my aspiration. Then I decided not to in college, but, you know, before college, so I was really into it. So looking around and seeing their equipment and stuff, I really could, like, break down what it all was. And I realized that for the most part, we had everything we needed. The hardest part was the sound equipment, and we had all that stuff, so. You watched Saving Throw for Wild Cards, Deadlands, and was an early RPG and one of your faves. Yeah, they did great stuff. I love them over there. And I love their set now. It's just, you know, they're awesome people and they do such a great job with their stuff. And I just don't even know how they keep up the schedule they keep up. I'm blown away by that. You've tried a couple different stream shows. One format you guys use for Happy Jack appeals to you more than the others, even more than Saving Throw Show. Oh, okay. What about it? Like, we keep trying to, like, figure out what it is that makes us a little bit different, because we get that comment a lot. Is, hey, you're just different than other streams, and we're trying to figure out what that is. But when they stream the same time as main podcast, so I have to make the choice. Yeah, you have to make the choice. Even more than Critical Role. Oh, you like us more than Critical Role. That's nice. I like Critical Role. It's weird because, I mean, I know a lot of people on it, so it's always a little strange to have that. I don't know. It's just weird to watch them do that. I actually used to coach Matt Mercer. He came to my gym and I was his coach a couple times. But, sorry, I have pink fuzz all over my face. And then Matt was he was on Happy Jacks ages ago. And Talison's an old friend of ours from Fair. He and Tappy were, like, best buddies back in the day. So we know Talison. So it's always just interesting to watch people, like, that you know in the world, like, be on a show. It's just kind of interesting. But yeah, it's, I don't know, it's never appealed to me, personally. I like it, and they do a really amazing job with the story and stuff, but just, it's never sucked me in as much as some of, I guess it feels almost too produced to me. Because I I love watching Saving Throw Show. I love watching, there's a couple smaller channels that I love to watch. And as much as I, like, really love a lot of aspects of Critical Role, to me it feels sometimes like they're playing parts. But they're super entertaining and they're incredibly successful, so I guess they know what they're doing more than I do, so. Pink fuzz alert everywhere. Pink fuzz everywhere. You've not watched any of Critical Role, and it is so big now, that the fandom, and I know nothing. Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. Like, I miss out on stuff, and I don't know. Yeah, the RP is amazing on it. Absolutely. Yeah, you see some people a lot. Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of friends. It's kind of interesting, too, because I have friends who, like, started playing tabletop role-playing games, like, a lot after me. But because they're actors or whatever, they don't have day jobs that they have to do. Like, they're on Geek and Sundry all the time, stuff like that. And, like, it's hard for me sometimes. Like, I'm a little jealous sometimes, like, totally legit. I would love to get, like, paid or be part of a show like that has hundreds of viewers every week. But that's okay. I take a deep breath and I realize I'm helping children reach their full potential, and that's worth it. And someday Happy Jacks will be that famous too. Yeah, right. But that's still. It's fun to work on something that you like helped build. We're coming up on year 9, year 10, something. Did we start in 2008? Are we coming up on year 10? No, we started in 2009. I'm gonna have to look back because I'm feeling old. I don't like this. Yeah, they'd never have Stu's kids coming in to make random partial vamp character. Yes. Yeah, they'd never have dogs barking in the background or Stu's kids being freaking crazy. I love them. They're my godchildren. I helped make them crazy, but 2009. Okay, good. All right, good. We're not at year 10 yet. God dang. People, man. It's craziness. Alright, so here's this first sleeve attached. Ta-da! It will go around like this eventually. Yeah, I mean in LA especially, a lot of the games, like Geek and Sundry is based in LA. And a lot of them are actors and actresses, so they've got very different schedules. And that it is actually part of their career to be part of it. And some of those shows are big enough that they actually pay the people who are on the streams. So a lot of them, it becomes like their source of income. It's actually like their job. So that's why you start seeing some people quite a lot. Nobody on Happy Jacks gets paid, though. No. No. That's okay. It's a hobby for us. We don't want to get paid. When Kadave jumps, you might have giggled. Yeah. With the dogs, sometimes they add some, like, tense moments sometimes. Some good background. Was it Dead Rain recently that they were... I don't know. I don't remember. There's something recently where we were talking about dogs growling, and suddenly either Laika or Dahlia like she was like grrr, like growling at something outside. Just like, oh, good timing. Am I doing this right? Is this the right part? Yeah. Okay. I always want to take like an extra beat and make sure you're not sewing something wrong, because especially when you're working with a serger, it really sucks to pull stuff apart. I'm glad I started with this fabric, because it's going to be by far the most obnoxious of the 3 to do. The other 2 are going to be cake compared to this. One thing you can see here that you can't see it super well, but right here you can see when you sew, here you can see it there really well. When you sew fur, sometimes the fur gets caught in your sewing, so you kind of have to pull it out. So you pull at it a little bit, and then the fur bits that got stuck in the actual stitching pop back up, and then you get rid of these little, they almost look like little clearings. So you just kind of pull at it a little bit. You can also use a seam ripper, just make sure you're not pulling out the actual seams. So then they get like down here. This is fine. Yeah, Amy's over there. She does both, I think, still. She's still on Saving Throw Show. Yes, when you guys send us food, that is all the payment I need. Handmade stuff. Yeah, all the trinkets and awesome things that are one of a kinds are awesome. So, we'll have to figure out with the internet thing, though. We do, a lot of the Patreon money goes to, like, paying for the internet and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna have to definitely figure out a way to up the quality of that at some point, too. Hopefully it's not too expensive when we come up with a solution for that. Place sleeve on fronts 5 matching. Got it. Okay. So, just for a second. So here's what I have so far. This is the back of the doggy jackets and the sleeves, which are going to go around the little doggy arms, paws, legs, whatever they are. Ta-da. So then we're going to sew, this is going to be in the back, and then I'm going to sew the front on the other side now. Yeah. I think that's one of the things people like about Happy Jacks is, like, none of us, well, we are performers, a lot of us. None of us are, like, actors. I mean, I guess maybe some of us are, but not really. Like, we perform at the Renaissance Fair a lot, but none of us are, like, going to auditions, really trying to, like, make a living at it. We're happy just, you know, doing the crazy dance for you guys to make you guys watch. Aw, we're thankful for you too, Sir Guido. Front legs, yeah. Whatever. They're sort of like arms when you're talking about a hoodie. It's a thing. It's a total thing. Alright, so here's the fronts. I have to make sure I'm keeping track of all these pieces because I'm going to have to do this again in a few minutes. Also, need to make sure I'm not drinking too much wine, otherwise it's going to be a really creative hoodie. Yeah. Good news! Don't worry about sending us food and stuff though, guys. I mean, it's cool, but unnecessary. It's nice. But it's also, like, important. You guys are taking care of yourselves and your families. You know, it's the holidays coming up. And we know you guys are awesome and you don't need to pay for stuff for us to feel like you're even more awesome. Because we know you're more awesome anyway. Let's see, I feel like this goes like that. Oh god, this pink fuzz, I'm gonna die. If I die, like, if you just stop hearing from me and I die, please someone contact the authorities and tell them it was the pink fuzz. Because it's in very real danger of just killing me and me being dead. Ugh. You are our family too. Absolutely. I think that's one of the cool things too. It's like we are really all best friends. Like, when we're not hanging out on stream, we're generally hanging out with each other anyway. This is always kind of a nice thing. I don't know. There's like, I think it sort of reminds people of what their tables are like. Hopefully your tables are like that. Hopefully you're not having to play with a bunch of assholes. Oh my god, I have to wipe my face again. Eh. Yeah, the police might take Pink Fuzz the wrong way. You're right. Phrasing, phrasing. I didn't even think of that. I've been streaming for 3 hours, guys. That's amazing. Thank you, Griffin of H. Thank you for stopping by. I'm sorry we're not streaming Happy Jacks tonight. But you made Wonder Woman spin. That's awesome. You can't wait to hear about my trip tomorrow when I suddenly have random sneeze and Pink Fuzz comes all over my husband's car. Yeah, it's going to be great. Watch, I'm going to get up there. It's not even going to fit the little dog. Like, I'm going to be so annoyed. I mean, it's been amazing. I've actually had a really great stream hanging out with you guys. But I'm going to be like, get there, and she's going to be like, oh, could you take it home and remake it so it fits her? Ooh. Craft HIV. I don't actually know how contagious HIV is. Like, I know it's not good, but I feel like it's actually kind of hard to get. I feel like it's fur is more like the craft, like common cold. It's gonna get in your nose and it's gonna get there anyway. So I feel like that's a better comparison, probably. Here, I should move this back again so you guys can see it here. Griffin, are you watching, or did you just like and disappear? Or follow and disappear? That's okay, too. Yeah, no. Faux fur is transmitted through the air. It is a particulate. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the follow. I hope everybody got the notification. Somebody went into Discord like I asked, right? Hopefully. I don't even want to think about fuzz being sexually transmitted. That just screams infection to me. Like, no. No. I don't even want to think about that. God damn it. I just want to be done with this thing, and it's being difficult. I'm an adult. I really am. So one of the things while you're sewing, especially when you're sewing fur or fuzzy bullshit like this, you want to make sure that the sides are in, but you also want to try and tuck as much of the fur in as you can while you sew, because that'll help your seams look more natural and be more hidden too. So seeing how I'm like really working to sandwich the fur in between. And it didn't sew. Ugh. This is very exciting. Yeah. It is definitely, it's not for cosplay. I put cosplay on there because that's what I generally do. But this is actually a gift from my mother-in-law and her little chihuahua who has more clothing than I do. So I'm making a little furry, where's the picture? I don't know where the picture is. But I'm making a little furry hoodie for it. Her name's Juno. Although I don't think anybody's actually asked Juno what pronouns she'd like to use. But we're just going to assume, since she's a dog, that she's okay with her. I don't know. I don't have the pictures, but it's a little dog hoodie. It's super cute. And the thing's somewhere around here. The furry bullshit Alice. They will know. They will know what you're talking about. Anybody who's ever tried to sew furry bullshit knows what the hell you're talking about. Because God, fur sucks. I love it, and I love the texture of it. But man, it's hard sometimes to work with. It's a pain. What is this I'm listening to? I have to go check out my Spotify and see what the hell is up with this. What is this? Sons of Fate. Did I get through my whole playlist? Alright, I'm gonna just start over at the beginning again. Well, that's nice. I mean, I don't want to like steal their views. They'll get more people. Also, it's Wednesday before a holiday, so a lot of people are gone. Yeah, and Save and Throw Show isn't actually live, so that's a little bit of a difference. Once they actually pop on. And tonight's, what's the game with all the cosplayers? I don't remember the name of it. But I follow a bunch of them, and they do great work. My goal was to be done by 8. That's not going to happen. But that was also because I thought Happy Jacks was streaming, so I think I slowed down a little bit once I realized that was not happening. Yeah, they were hosting me until a couple minutes ago, so I think a lot of people who are watching are gonna pop back over there. Or are over there already. Because my views dropped from like 19 to 12. Thank you. I sneeze! Yeah, Vampire 54, it seems that anyone on mobile who was watching on mobile could see, and people who are using the desktop Twitch app could not see. So it was completely not on our end. So I sent in like a report to Twitch. I haven't heard anything back because it's Thanksgiving week and I don't think anyone is actually there. But yeah. I sneeze so prettily. It's one of the few things I do incredibly delicately. Actually, it comes from, when I was in college, I used to train horses. I was a professional horse trainer. Assistant horse trainer to a pretty famous guy, actually. But we worked with spooky and aggressive horses. A lot of the horses we worked with had behavior problems, things like that. So if you sneeze near them, a lot of them would spook or run. So I learned to sneeze very quietly. And I'm better than I used to be. I used to sneeze completely silently. But, yeah. I don't know if I've ever said that. Some of you probably know that story already, but I've done a lot of weird things in my life. Yeah. That's happened before, Flying Jackalope, on our stream. Oh, you did? Harness Racers. That's awesome, Griffin. We did mostly, like, we train horses for, like performance, like rearing on cue and stuff like that a lot. We also were, like, a problem clinic, so a lot of people who had serious problems with their horses' behavior, dangerous horses, things like that, would bring them to us. And then we did, like, dressage and stuff, too. Shetland pony dragged you down the road once. His name was the Bastard. Oh my god, ponies, man. One of the biggest bastard horses I ever helped train was this beautiful, beautiful Shetland pony. No, I'm sorry, Welsh pony. Beautiful horse. Like stunning. He looked like a Breyer model. God, he was the smartest little asshole ever on the frickin' planet. Like, he was smart enough that, like, he was smart enough not to try and buck you off. He'd just, like, lay down and roll over on you. And he'd lay there, and he'd lay there until he felt you, like, relax a little bit. And then he'd pop up as fast as he could. You'd have to, like, be standing there ready to be back on him. Thanks, Griffin. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, is that you saying cool stuff about the training horses, or are you leaving? Hi, welcome. I can't read your name. You just said hello, but your name is in like bright green. Let me see. Moab. Welcome. Thank you for being here. If you guys are watching or if you're new to the stream, make sure you throw me a follow if you can. So you get notified when I stream. I don't really have like a set schedule super often. But I'm going to try and get more regular with that. And I, of course, go straight to like fiber jokes because that's the kind of people I hang out with. Maybe 1 or 2 months ago during one of the big gaming conventions. It was during the Sunday show. Oh, interesting. I will have to pay attention, and it's the first time it's happened that I know of. So yeah, I took a picture of our screen that showed the time and the date, and that we were still technically hosting, and then some other people who were on mobile took pictures, screenshots of them, the time and the date, and that they were seeing the stream. So hopefully they can fix it for us. Oh. That's okay. All that stuff is super necessary, James. I'm a teacher. Like, it's about as normal as you can get. And normal is okay. I'm getting tired of sewing this stuff. I mean, Stu works in a truck repair shop, so it's not like we're super glamorous Hollywood types or something. I'm super glamorous with all this pink fuzz in my nose, but you know what I mean. And get out of here. I'm silent? You can't hear me? Did you break me? The background music is definitely not Justice League America music. Alright, raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay, now you can. Okay, good. Yeah, no, it's definitely not Justice League America theme music. Oh, yeah, no. Sometimes I just read and look at it. Sometimes it takes a while to catch up. Like, I'm, like, trying to catch up with the conversation. Bye, Griffin. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you for raising your hand and following directions. Alright, so now we've got... It's starting to look like an actual thing now. We've got the back here, the sleeves on each side, and then the front is done. Almost there. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all, and to all a good night, or whatever. I'm not going anywhere, I don't know why I'm saying that. Alright, now we do the hood. No, actually all the music on my stream is donated by either people that I love this. Oh, I just figured out that there's one part I absolutely can't just serge. I have to actually sew it on the sewing machine. That's okay. It's all donated by performers that I've either met or emailed because I love their music. And ask them for permission to run their music, because as a musician myself, I don't want to just use somebody's stuff without permission. And then I have legal permission to use their music, so then YouTube hopefully won't pull my stream. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I've already started drinking and eating pie while I sew fuzz. Drinking. I have wine. I have white wine. Wine. So as I said when I started the stream, that's the good part about being the person who buys the pie, is you can buy an extra one. Not that everybody else can't buy an extra one, but... The good thing about getting all this serge too is the amount of fuzz is dropping drastically. No pink fuzz in the wine, absolutely. If I drink enough of the wine, I'll stop noticing the pink fuzz in the wine. Anybody remember the Mortal Kombat movie? That thing was craziness. The hood is all put together. It's a little hood. It's for dog head. One thing I'm going to do now... Oh, those didn't get lined up very well. Oh, well, it's okay. This is the raw edge here. So this is going to keep shedding. So one thing I'm going to do, I can't just serge this edge because it's made... you want a nice finished edge on it. So I'm going to serge it, and then I'm going to fold it over and then sew it on the machine so you get a nice edge that looks like this. So it'll be a nice finished edge here instead of seeing the actual serging line. Yeah, I haven't thought about that movie in a really long time. I think I watched part of it. I think I watched part of it like last year. I feel like it was on Netflix or something, and I was kind of like, oh my god, this movie. I remember this movie. Actually, I don't know what year that movie came out. I don't think I ever watched it as a kid. Anybody know what year Mortal Kombat the movie came out? The live action movie? All right. So I'm going to go sew back there for like 2 seconds because I don't want to move my whole machine. 1995. All right, well, I was still a kid. I just never watched it. So you'll still be able to see me. I'm not going to read chat for like 2 minutes. It's literally going to take me 2 minutes to sew this. So I'll be over there. I'll be right back. Don't leave. I'll move this so you can see me a little bit better. Hold on. done with that. So thank you for waiting. Ta-da, done. All right, so now we've got that nice clean edge. So here's what I talked about. So you got, this is what the edge looks like after the serger. Here, sorry, there. Then what you can do, you can serge the edge like that, and then you fold it over and stitch it and sew it. So then you've got like, when the dog wears the little hood, not that the dog ever will wear the hood, but then we've got that nice clean edge here that looks like this. That took 4 minutes not to, I'm sorry. For a second, like it took me a minute, I had to thread the needle. I know, I'm a liar, I'm a dirty liar. All right, big fuzz everywhere. Now I can go back. Doing this, how does this attach? Okay, got it, got it, got it. I don't know where this. It's fine, whatever it is. I mean, I know what it is, but it's kind of an interesting, like a wrap break in the middle of it. Almost done. Getting so close, you guys. Getting so close. Alright, for this, to get the hood in the right place, I'm actually going to have to pin it. The tutu I can do at the bottom, so I actually don't have to sew that on until the very last thing. And I will do that at the end. I do need to still pick the pink fabric. Let me see. But I'm going to attach the hood. The tutu I can just sew straight onto the bottom. Let me see. This is my box of pinks and purple fabric. Because, yeah, I have boxes of fabric. That looks pretty. It's shimmery. I don't know if you can see it. It's like shimmery. Shimmery tutu. What do you think? That's the shimmery tutu for the bottom. Oh my god. I'm gonna hate myself for doing that. Hate myself. I'm going to be something I hate so much. But it's so cute. No, the hood is at the top, and then the tutu, it like have a little tutu at the bottom. Yeah, I think so too, Jen Human. And Masturbator. So yeah, I'm gonna put the hood in next, because that's the next kind of difficult part. Oh, here we go. I found the picture. So yeah, it's this. I mean, you can also do camo version, but it's gonna look like this. So then it have like a little tutu at the bottom. I left off the pocket because girl clothes don't have pockets, right? So she said bitterly and angrily. You're not even tired yet? I'm not tired yet either. It's only 8 o'clock, 8:18. Especially now that I'm on Thanksgiving break, I'm usually up to like 1 or 2. I'm a night owl naturally. I don't know why I became a teacher with that, because that doesn't work well, but you know. Alright, let's see. I want to make sure that The hood ends up lining up. So I'm actually going to pin it. I haven't been pinning it, I've just kind of been sewing it because I've sewn enough stuff that I can kind of just fake it. I don't want the camo version. I won't be able to find the dog. That's true. Pockets ruin your lines. They don't ruin your lines. They don't. Not even little. So yeah, here I am. Sorry, I'm pinning. I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing and I forget. I should probably look that up sometime. Like, why don't women's pants have pockets? It's an interesting question. I'm sure there's a reason out there somewhere. Although I guess you could just as easily ask, why do women wear high heels? Because that was a terrible idea for somebody's. Girls don't need pockets. They don't have money or car keys or IDs or phone or anything really. Yeah. I mean, actually that kind of was a thing. I'll have to make sure I post pictures of this tomorrow for you guys. So you can see little Juno and her little poofy thing. Because all the big designers were men. That's 100% true. That is 100% why we don't have pockets. You've got to be especially careful. Like a regular sewing machine can kind of survive running over needles. It's not as huge a deal. Serger cannot. It will mess it up big time. So it doesn't need a joke, Gen Human. It's just a fact. Men design women's clothes and they come out with bikini armor. So you bring it back around, full circle, with all the things that annoy Kimmy. Why is it not working? Got it. Uh-oh, chat's getting quiet. What does that mean? I'm getting nervous. Are you guys all eating dinner or something? Which I should probably do soon, actually. Right? The chevrons are the best. Eating some leftovers. I actually don't even know if we have food in the house. I should probably move it a little bit so it's not like right in front of my face. So this is the part when you're sewing things that are super close together. You have to be really careful not to sew over or cut something that you've sewn already, because that sends you back to the beginning. It's not a good thing to have happen. Unfortunately, I've done that many a times. Especially like late at night when you're getting tired. Not it's late at night, but like when you're getting tired as a cosplayer. Oh man. There were so many times that that's happened to me. And I'm like sewing at 2 in the morning and I don't pay attention. I'm just gonna let you know it ends in tears. It ends badly. It ends very, very poorly for everybody involved. Sorry guys, I have to concentrate a lot on this part, so if I'm not talking too much, I'll be done in just a second. Sewing in the hood is actually the one somewhat challenging step on this pattern. Have you guys seen, if you guys have been to the movies lately, you probably have seen the Ready Player One trailers. What are you guys thinking about those? I'm a little, But you guys tell me first, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Alright, look at that. Good. Alright. Ah, I missed one little spot. It's hard on fabric that is this ploofy. Ploofy is totally a word, by the way. Because it's hard sometimes to see if you pushed it together all the way. But I did pretty well. There's one little spot. I can just go over it again. Alright, let me catch up on the thing. Honestly, oh yeah. One of the random webcomics, I had a comic about warriors charging with high heels to make themselves bigger and more intimidating. Said webcomic was very, very mature themed most of the time. Yeah. I don't think Riley using spiked high heel boots as maces and stakes counts as battleware. No. Especially when you are like, you know, you have the super agility of undead vampire. It's like, you've got a little bit of an advantage there. And yeah. It worked out pretty well a couple times though. Like, alright, so now the hood is on. There've been a new one. Not planning to see Ready Player One. Oh yeah, really? Not at all? Having now read the book, I can tell the movie will be slightly different. Yeah, I see a lot of geeky Easter eggs to be thrown in to disguise the fact that the story will most likely be weak in favor of the effects. So I'm afraid I'm afraid will happen. That's kind of what I'm worried about too. Like I saw right before Justice League, there was the ad for it. And it just kind of doesn't, I don't know, I love the book so much. And it just, I don't know. I'm a little worried. Although, I mean, it's Steven Spielberg's part of it. So maybe, you know, right now it just seems sort of like a cash grab for nostalgia, which makes me nervous. But you never know. It could be amazing. I sort of doubt it, but we'll see. So now I've got the front and the back and the hood. So now I'm just stitching at the sides. So it'll go right here. And then for the most part, it's constructed. I just have to add the finishing little touches, like the little skirt that I'm adding. The skirt I'm adding is not part of the pattern. That's just going to be a little foo-foo thing inspired by my little foo-foo chihuahua down here. We'll see. That might be a terrible idea. We'll see. One second. I'm asking it to cut through too much floof and it doesn't want to do it. There we go. But yeah, I mean, sorry, going back to Ready Player One, it's not a bug, it's a feature. You didn't miss. You left it open for... Oh! No, actually, that is actually part of it. That, like, I missed another spot, but there is an actual little opening for the leash to go through. That I did remember to do correctly. But there was another spot that I didn't quite... It was, like, on one of the seams. It didn't quite grab. But yeah, no, there's a little hole. I'm going to make it look prettier, but there's a little hole at the back of the hoodie for the leash to go through. Yeah, no, I know. I know you were joking, but there's actually one of those things. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's this massive cash grab at nerds in Hollywood, and as much as I love seeing a lot of the things that I love becoming movies, I also kind of am starting to resent it a little bit because a lot of it's not super high quality, which bugs the crap out of me, especially because it's stuff I love. Luckily, Wonder Woman is good because that would have ended everything. I would have burned down Hollywood. Not really. But I would have been angry. Although I was honestly expecting it to be pretty bad. I was so nervous leading up to it. I was so nervous. Just stupid because it doesn't really have anything to do with me. Almost done, you guys. What do you guys think? Should I just finish it off or should I do the little skirt on it? Yeah, or the Warcraft movie. Oh man, yeah, you need to get to sleep, Gen Human. Oh, okay. I'll see. I might not stream that part. Maybe I'll do that part off stream. Because I feel like you guys are tired and I need to get food in a few minutes. So maybe I'll just finish off the sides and then do this the skirt off stream after I eat some food if I decide it needs it. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me though. Thank you so much. It's been a crazy, crazy stream. Almost 4 hours. Pink Fuzz. It should be my band name, Pink Fuzz. I feel like that is a band name, but I think I'm just thinking of Pink Floyd, and that's not the same. Perfect. All right. Look at that. We got most of it done. I'm going to go probably get some food. Let me turn it inside out so we can see what it looks like. So this is the little doggy jacket with the hood. So it'll pop up like that, and the little legs will stick through like this. Considering it's pretty, well, it's much colder in Sacramento than it is in LA this week. So hopefully she'll enjoy it. Thanks guys for hanging out. I haven't gone Southern or Russian once. I know, right? Craziness. So, guys, travel safely tomorrow. If you are headed out like I am, I'll probably be online a little bit during my long trek up the state of California, but probably not a lot. Definitely not streaming here, but I'll be on Twitter and stuff like that, hanging out. If this fits the little dog, I will post a picture tomorrow. Excuse me. And yeah, have a fabulous, fabulous Thanksgiving. If you're in the United States, if you're not, that's okay too. And have a fabulous day. And I will see you guys all later. Thank you for hanging out so much. It was awesome. Yeah. And I'll see you guys next time. If you haven't yet, please follow so you know next time I stream. Plus, it makes Wonder Woman spin around, and we all love that. So, coolness. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Have a great night. And yeah.